I think you're both babies, and if we're going to settle this argument, we should do it with fists out on the court with everyone watching. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the CPTC live stream here on the CPTC Platform Tennis Network. That's okay.
I'm glad I waited till we're live to do this.
I think you're doing fine. I think you just got to deactivate it and activate it, and then you should be fine.
I think things are going swimmingly.
I did the booth cam again. We're back, baby. All right.
Is that like a once-a-week thing now?
That is impressive.
Is the booth cam? You get a once-a-week thing with this area?
Yeah, he's good at the booth cam.
How does this happen every time?
I don't know. I think it's because
the question is, how does it not happen?
I think it's because you switch it when it occurs randomly.
No, that's the booth cam again. Oh, we are so back.
There's nothing more entertaining than whatever you're choosing to do.
Yeah,
with this part of the process.
We got Don Rico coming at you. Don Rico Records coming at you here for the track. If you can't see anything, people, it's I think you can pick this up at Spotify. I think you can. Like I said before, though, maybe you can imagine what you saw when you first tuned in.
These paddle matches are going to be weird as a podcast.
We're doing a Stevie Wonder simulator.
Kind of look nice. You know what? Every time I say something off color, you have to say something worse. It's unbelievable.
It's like a competition. It's a weird competition.
It is true.
Eli, do you want to try to?
So tonight, we're going to do this. We're going to do this Week 9 match here with the Legends. So this is the top series. It's not even the series. It's the top group of players here in Chicago. It's all pros and tournament players and sort of that really elite level of
which
of
basically
paddle.
would be the elite level in the nation, Coach. If I'm not mistaken,
it is.
These guys are that good
for sure. The cool part about tonight's match is that you're about to see a PTI court of negative 50.9. This is a negative 50.9 PTI
that's a pretty
match.
That's a pretty good.
Yeah, that's the actual math. Everybody on the court is in the negatives.
Seriously? Did you make that up? Or
that's real number.
Wow,
yeah,
that's
Adam and Graham, made it to the finals of charities a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Jonas Merckx is a negative 17.
Wow.
No, he's a negative 12 and a half or something like that.
Along with being the racket director here, by the way, at lovely Inverness Golf Club.
Yeah.
Here in Inverness, Illinois.
Yeah. Going around the horn that's closest to the camera in the gray sweatshirt is Jonas Merckx, and then his partner Adam Morgan in the white hat. Over on the far side, in the ad side of the court with the ball cap on is Paul Rose. Yeah. And then Graham McNerney with the golden locks sticking out of the winter hat.
Cal, make sure you make as much noise with the headset as possible when you take it off and put it back on. Because it's not like it's making the sound, the audio engineer, any crazier. I swear it's like he's one of my kids. I swear to God.
Well,
swear to God.
It's better than the alternative.
True.
Of just being a random kid. I'm the one who brings random kids to stream. Now, they're all my kids, but...
I thought you meant like a random kid of mine who just shows up at my door.
That's fine too. Yeah, no, I mean, you bring whoever you want. You can, if you can talk people into growing the sport of paddle collectively.
It's a real who's who.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is going to be a particularly entertaining match. Although I'll be totally honest with you that this is the one that kind of runs a little bit of a risk because it's the first snowfall that we've had here in the northwest suburbs of Chicago.
Good point.
And this is that time where everybody forgets how to drive. It's like there's flakes falling. I better go 30 miles under the limit.
Fun? You were just going to say I don't think you meant when you said drive. You don't mean drive.
No, I meant in the car.
In the car. Okay,
These guys all remember how to drive in their sleep on the paddle court, but it took everybody.
I don't like to sleep when I drive anymore.
Their poor wives.
Yeah.
I used to like to sleep when I drive, but I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, guys coming from the city, it took them 2 hours to get here. I live about 12 minutes away, and it took me 32 minutes. So everybody just spent a significant amount of time, wishing that they, on the way here, didn't have to play a match. Now, because of love of the game, they're all going to, make the extra effort and have it happen.
Yeah.
It turns out that this is an outdoor winter sport, so it's not like there's a ton to complain about.
Yeah, what's that all about?
I don't know. It's
under
crazy.
40 degrees. I mean, what are those guys doing out there?
I used to always enjoy that first temperature drop, which happens around now. Maybe you're lucky and you get to December before it happens.
Sure.
And I always like sort of remember the rude awakening of, oh crap, this is an outdoor winter sport. You know, like it's super fun September through November,
Sure.
and then you can hit these times where you're like, are we really going to do this?
Yeah.
Give me the best.
Cal, are you gigging out right now, Cal?
So
It's a great song.
this is going to be a good one. Keys to tonight's match. Adam and Jonas are going to have to get their drives going, which is typically not a problem.
In the snow.
Jonas can hit his forehand drive about as hard as anybody.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's got a rocket, and
Yeah,
obviously
it's a
Adam has this precision drive off both sides, forehands and backhands.
And he doesn't exactly tap the ball, by the way.
No, it's you know, he hits it plenty hard.
Yep.
He just is he's just got such tremendous precision with all of his drives that it eventually wears down a lot of volleys.
Oh, no question.
And then I think you know, Graham and Paul probably would be a little bit more dominant from the net. They can probably do a little bit more with their overheads. I mean,
Yes.
both of them probably
Yep.
ramp up a little bit more spins, and
Yep.
you know, they like to volley and to be close and to kind of attack, you know, if you drive at the wrong time.
Exactly.
So I think that will be, I think that will kind of be a cool thing to watch is, you know, how often can they transition to the net and then, like, you know, use that as their dominant position versus, it's not that Adam and Jonas don't like to be at the net. I just would probably consider their slight strength to be in the backcourt.
No question. Even though Paul Rose's backhand is
Yeah, that
definitely
thing's a
featured
rocket
shot.
also. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Wait, what are we getting accosted? We're on the air. It's okay.
I think so.
It's okay. It's okay. Did she want to talk? I don't know. Is it always
Yeah,
me?
get her a mic.
No.
Okay.
Why don't we take this opportunity to thank our wonderful sponsors?
We should do that. I agree
Good
with you.
idea.
Sean, you want to list them all for us?
Illinois Bone and Joint. Absolutely, if I could see it from here.
Viking paddles.
Viking Paddles, Wintrust Bank, and of course, Volley.
I
the
saw
greatest
one stuffed
machine
away
in
down
the
in the
absolute
basement here.
universe.
Not literally,
Yes.
but it was
Yeah.
out of, they've got one here.
Yeah,
They got everything here. By
I
the way.
have helped
This
teach.
is a great club.
I have helped teach a couple of team drills over the past few weeks, just to sub and help a couple of pros out where somebody was out of town or, you know, they needed somebody extra. And I have made the declaration that the volley machine should be teaching screens exclusively instead of me. Like, I've only been out there 3 times and my elbow's ready to fall off, and I cannot figure out why anyone would feed a screen ever again
Yeah,
if
but
they
you know
have
what?
a volley machine.
As much as I love that volley machine, it doesn't have your sense of humor, Coach. So
You know
don't
what?
worry about that.
At this point, AI is going to take over that too.
Now,
You know
I'm
what?
not
You're
a
probably
practical
right.
businessman here whatsoever, but I think it would behoove the volley gentlemen
practical
to
at all.
get. No, I'm not.
Forget the business stuff.
Well, just wait for what I'm about to say here.
All right, sorry.
Is that they should really get Jay Leno to be their spokesperson. Because I would just love to watch him just in amazement of the of the volley machine.
Of the machine?
Yeah. I'm sure you do a good Leno, Sean.
No, I wasn't. Why are you setting me up for that?
Yeah, Sean, let's
Thank you, Matt. I don't do a Leno.
We should turn this on. We should do screens. We should do screens for us.
I don't know. I just feel like his sense of like, the robots are taking over.
I think
What are we doing over here?
my
We got
favorite
a
Jay
thoughtful
Leno
lead.
version is on the Craig Ferguson Late Late Show
Oh,
when he
yeah.
used to do the Jay Leno fly, where it would he would just pretend it was buzzing around and he'd be like, hey.
What's
wasn't-
Jay Leno up to
that
these
wasn't the
days
same
besides
as
setting his
that-
face on fire?
that
Cars,
skull,
just a lot
right?
of cars.
Yeah.
That wasn't the same as that skull.
So we're
right?
getting started here,
I can't
and
wait to butcher the score.
well, it's 0-0, so this
You'll
is the
have
only
plenty of
time
opportunity.
we're
It's
guaranteed to be correct for the evening. Let's see how it goes, though. We actually have great viewing here at Inverness Golf Club.
We're not even using a monitor.
just
Usually
a little
we
wide
do.
on that overhead. Yeah, we don't need it. And big kudos to Inverness for hosting.
This place is awesome.
It's awesome. The hut is bumping. You can tell behind us that there's a solid crowd coming
There's
out.
that in there. It's so accommodating. I'm
This
just
is
starting
the
to get
first,
spoiled.
Yeah, this is the first, I think, match in CBTC history where Sean got a meal before the match, so he is just really excited about this whole thing.
No, I mean, it's a great club, and they do a good job. And they also have a fair amount of spectators and viewers here in the hut, which is cool to see because it's a pretty miserable evening, honestly.
Yeah,
like
to be outside.
If I didn't have to come to the live stream, I would have turned around and ordered a pizza.
Exactly.
You know, and been like, I don't need to go anywhere.
Well, ordering a pizza was customary anyway for me, pretty much every night.
For him on the
you
way
were going to do that anyway?
Yeah. So
nice
so really
backhand by Rose to knock that ball down.
We were talking about.
Yep.
And no question about it. Yeah, basically, you were talking about Dune. I'm basically Baron Harkonnen right now, flying around.
Let's get you an anti-gravity belt.
That's how I play paddle, by the way. Now I've decided I'm Baron Harkonnen out there. You get
just
fat
kind
enough,
of floating around.
You're just Okay, maybe I'm not quite there, but you know what? Give me another pizza. Maybe some more tacos.
I didn't see Dune. Is that the big sandworm guy?
No.
Yes.
Well, it's kind of, yes, it is. One of them, yeah. I'm just saying. Anyway.
You're going to see Graham in particular really swing the ball around a lot.
Yes.
And
uncharacteristic.
I think from a couple levels. One is that he really likes to create movement. And number two, such a big part of his game is the volley and hitting offensive volleys.
Without question.
That I do think the more that he swings the ball around, the more guys look for drive opportunities.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's hoping that that's what they do. Ultimately, not like they can just step in and attack any ball, but that he's trying to bait them into maybe hitting the drive at the wrong time.
Could you pretty much tag him one of the best partners in that regard in the country for doing that? Because I don't think anybody sets their partner up or plays into their partner's strengths as well as that guy.
I think that he is so versatile that, because he's been so successful on the tournament circuit with playing with any random partner that he gets matched up with. Yeah. And he's one of those guys that likes to create chaos, and it's a big part of his game. There's, that's a kind of rare skill. Nunez kind of has that. As well.
Yeah,
We've seen him on the national live stream a couple times.
As well.
Yeah, there's some of it there. I think you do get it a lot from the higher level players, but I was always joking around that Graham's at a point in his game now where it's hard to make him look uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Like there's
Although if anybody can, Adam Morgan.
That's true.
And Jonas can.
After their little partnership, Adam knows how to get under his skin.
Right there.
Yeah. I think Adam just does that naturally with fist pumping.
Yeah, by the way, when I was extolling Graham's virtues, it's not like these guys are scrubs. I mean, Adam Morgan is a multiple national championship player.
He just won a tennis event a couple of weekends ago.
He won the National Father-Son.
National Father-Son with Jay Morgan.
You bet. That was awesome. Yeah, that's so. Talk about versatility. I love that touch lob from Jonas.
Yeah.
By the way, that's just stylish. Like that, not easy to do, people. Usually you have to let that go to the screen. Most people can't one-time that smoothly anyway.
I do think that a big strength of Jonas and, as his game has developed is that he has started to be able to hit so many different kinds of lobs.
Yep.
Where he'll kind of set it up as though he's going to drive it and throw a lob up. He doesn't change his grip off of the screen drive. That was a tough. Yeah.
Just kind of waited for Adam to kind of sneak to the middle and stay deep. That was freaky sneaky. I know. I'm trying to rhyme these days. Not that I'm going to have a rap career.
Trying to rhyme these days.
My hip-hop career, yeah. Sure.
A rip-rap, rippity-doo.
Hey, stop stealing my material.
Sorry. That's a great lob from Adam to come up with there. That's about as deep in the court as Paul can get to have to come up with a tough overhead.
Yeah, I don't know how much Paul's been playing. We haven't seen him a lot in the leagues. I'm sure he played charities. I would imagine he did. But sometimes, even though we are into November and it seems like the season's been going on forever, some guys are still just kind of winding into the proceedings. So it's very possible. Are you looking up Paul's record?
I was.
You're such a good dude.
I was just curious because
Stat king.
I know that everybody out here is playing, some version of league paddle, either whether it be Series 1 or 2.
Yep.
I looked up everybody's numbers, but I wasn't paying. Oh, that's such a great hold from Graham.
Faking it.
And that's going to be a problem.
It's funny. You got to make a great cutter out of it if Adam Morgan can't chase it down.
Yeah, because
that guy's got super speed.
If that isn't that good, he goes around the post.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty easily, by the way. It's a great cutter from McNerney. Got to make sure I'm saying his name properly.
Are you sure you don't want to pull a Mike Rahali and call him McInerney?
No.
He's got to get older because McInerney's like an older person's name. Old man McInerney.
30, 40 years from now, Graham would be perfect age to run for president.
There's a snake in my boots.
There's sand and cows.
Let's see here.
Nice.
No, Paul's been playing.
Has he?
Yeah, Paul's been playing on Series 1 for Glenview.
Oh, what a get. What a get.
Oh, good pick.
Sick.
Glenview Club Series 1 is probably the last private club that's in Series 1 at this point because they're all just such stacked teams, so they tend to end up with, at kind of at the Park District or the, private club level.
Absolutely.
Because it's easier to get everybody together and then you don't have members complaining about, like, what do those guys get to play here?
That's a good impression of most of what those people sound like.
Yeah, it was spot on.
No question. Well, at any rate, Jonas, for that last point, I tell you what, he deserved better after getting that ball. That was a sick get.
Nice.
That's another thing you go from, I'm going to mention it, warm weather paddle to cold or a colder temperature anyway. Sometimes you just got to get used to having to rush back quicker because the ball's going to die at the screen more. Most of you probably have already experienced that, but I just figure I'd restate the obvious for a lot of people. Nice drive.
Yeah, I also think that it's a level separator.
Absolutely.
For sure, is that if you are confident with a drive going past you and being able to dig it out and lob it back, you don't have to do so much with your volley.
Right.
But if you're a person who's like, I'm concerned about being able to get back and recover, then you feel like you have to hit every volley because if it goes around you, you're toast.
You're pretty much,
Yeah, so the ability to recover and retreat is a huge part of the game.
It's the best thing since sliced bread.
That's a long time there, Calorie. I don't know how old
Graham.
I am as Baron Harkonnen, but I'm just thinking.
I am always curious when that kind of stuff comes up. Like, was that a significant issue? Like, was people, like, slicing their own bread, like, just such a, like, I'm spending 7 hours a day slicing bread. Like, I don't...
Somebody has to do something.
Yeah, it just seems like...
Or were they just eating the loaves whole?
Yeah, just taking a bite and then
had an idea,
and then putting the cheese and meat in afterwards.
If you're asking, if you're asking me, the answer is yes. I will eat. I will eat as leader of the Harkonnen family. Yeah, I'm just going to keep going with that. I will.
It gets funnier every time.
Thank you, Cal.
There's this comedian named Dana Gould, and he has this whole thing about, like, you have to compare everything to, like, what you can do when you have minor inconveniences, like the phone cord gets tangled.
Yep.
And you have to say, like, they can put a man on the moon, but they can't figure out how to untangle a cord.
Yeah.
What did they say before they put a man on the moon? Well, the cord's tangled, but at least we haven't put a man on the moon yet. So I guess we're safe. Like, it's not that big a deal because nobody's been to the moon.
Yeah, it's not like it doesn't happen to everybody.
Well, that feels more like a Sean thing, because when was the last time a phone cord got tangled?
Well, I was saying that was going to date the bit itself, is that
So
it was 20 years ago because
go ahead. Let's
a
make sure
landline having a phone cord.
What a mishit. I love it. Let's establish that Sean is not only really fat but really old. Let's just make sure we do
What
that.
are you talking about?
You make
it's-
Babe Ruth look great.
Babe. That's not that funny, Eli.
It's weird.
It is funny, actually.
Maybe forced it a little bit with the kind of pickleball dink
You know
shot.
something? I do like hot dogs as much as he does.
Who doesn't?
And you can see your breath, so now it is paddle weather. I'm just saying it.
Get your
That's
bingo
usually-
cards, ladies.
Are
and
we
gentlemen.
kidding? We're not
Yeah,
getting
it's
some encore
32
noise.
degrees. We're officially playing paddle now, as God intended.
Yes. Getting some on-court noise
If
now.
there was one thing God intended, it was for us to heat the outside in the
Beautiful
winter,
cutter.
so that we could play a racket sport. That's
And there was much rejoicing.
thou
After we hit
shalt
it.
play racket sports outdoors
Outdoors.
and be comfortable. It's like the 47th commandment.
And there was even more rejoicing.
I do think a big part of Adam and Jonas and their success is going to be the different styles of drives that they hit. Jonas is going to put a lot of spin on most shots, and they're going
Love
to
that
kind of
chip.
dip a ton.
Yep.
And Adam is going to basically hit laser beams
That was
like
just a communication
2
issue
inches
right
over
there.
the top of the
Yep.
net.
Yeah, no question. That's the amazing thing about Mr. Morgan. He can hit the ball pretty much as flat as anybody out there and still control it.
Yep.
And just like that right there.
Yeah.
He just got really, really good. When he's
was
on,
a
it's
great
kind of
shot.
tough.
He can also swing it from side to side like that,
Yep.
right? Like he went from one alley to the other alley with a very similar setup.
For sure.
It's tough to do. At this point, I'm just trying to talk him into it because it's 2-0 and, just going to keep pumping them up until they put some points on the board.
You're such a good coach.
They can't hear me, but
Gosh, you're an upbeat fella.
gosh, you're an upbeat.
That's
Jeez, you're
good
an
one.
upbeat lady. That is a tough lob into the lights.
Yeah.
That for sure is that little spot where when you go down the line.
It's not the paddle because he's playing with the Viking, coach.
That
one of
was
the
a toss
sponsors.
into the lights.
Yeah.
And 2-1, McNerney Rose on the changeover.
Right on cue, you were saying.
Who's the Blinded by the Lights, that song? Who's that by?
That'd be Manfred Mann.
Manfred Mann.
As an old fat guy, I can
Is
answer those
that
questions.
is that considered a one-hit wonder, or was there other stuff that came out of that
Manfred Mann?
particular artist?
If you ask Manfred Mann, no.
Well, I mean, I would assume that
But
most.
no, you're right, yeah. I
know.
think there was another one. No, there was another.
Outside
I
of like
believe there was.
Milli Vanilli, I don't think there's too many that are like, yeah, we just did the one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Eddie Money plays, that one song 4 times at every festival he's at.
2 Tickets to Paradise. Well, he's got actually more than that. I mean, then again, I'm ancient.
Can we
and
get some Kenny Loggins in here?
we can.
See, Kenny Loggins has a nice, diverse catalog.
I agree.
And all of them come from movie soundtracks.
Oh,
Pretty
now
much.
you triggered Sean.
What?
Oh, no, he agreed.
You don't think
Well,
so?
no,
not
I didn't
true at
say.
all.
I didn't
It's not
say
true
that.
at all.
I didn't say I agreed.
Sean introduced me to some Kenny Loggins deep tracks, and let me tell you, they are
Ooh,
terrible.
it was good. Caught the line.
But every album, he's got like 7 or 8 great songs.
Well, I really did. I
Nice,
really
Cal.
did feel like for a while there, he was just like the soundtrack of the '80s, right? Like, I mean, he just
yeah, he in Chicago.
He got
Pizzeria,
He
not
got
only-
Look,
yeah.
it's not loaded.
Look at that.
he just got picked up over and over again to be like, hey, will you do the soundtrack for this? Hey,
All right, what's your budget? Okay, well, you can get Kenny.
And get K-Log. Hey,
you can
no.
get K-Log.
No, that's not
K-Log,
true.
baby, come on now.
That's not true. He was expensive.
And
I
he
love
wrote What
Kenny.
a
I'm a
Fool
huge
Believes
Kenny Loggins.
with,
co-wrote it with Michael McDonald.
yeah,
That's exactly
Doobie
right.
Brothers.
Yeah, we could go on and on, which is a song.
And we will.
Stereo Stephen Bishop over there. That's fine. All right, so 15 love, Morgan and
Ooh, great
Merckx
drive
are
and good
starting
pressure
to,
from Graham.
To climb back into it a little bit here. I'm loving the
As
the
Graham
snowdrift.
patrols up there, it just puts so much pressure for you to hit
Yep.
a perfect volley,
yes.
especially if your partner can really get a ball to dip down below the net,
Oof. He would normally go
just
after
like
that.
Paul
but
did on that last one.
Call him Manfred Mann.
Same thing.
Blinded by the lights.
You're going to see Graham start to sneak.
Okay, there's so much noise. I'm not sure if we were getting even much of the on-court. There we go. We get a little bit more because there is a speaker out there.
Yeah, there's some tunes going.
That's okay.
It's just, it's part of the ambiance.
Man. Yeah, thank you. I say ambience. Tomato.
I say ambiance because I'm,
cultured.
I like French for the inconvenience.
I was going to say eccentric, but...
Oh.
What
nice
a lob. Skywalking.
I think God herself would agree with you.
All right, for those of you, just for an instructive tip, if you notice what Jonas is doing and did win the point doing so, a basic reset, and I want to say 4 times in a row ostensibly, and it worked.
Yep.
So even at the highest level, and definitely this qualifies, fundamentals work. So when your instructor tells you that, please believe him, even if it isn't quite as much fun, and it isn't. Maybe it is driving the ball like that.
Another good ball from Adam, mixing up those targets.
There he goes.
And Adam deciding to stay back on that serve because Graham started coming in so close and so confident that he just decided, you know what, I'm not going to bother making the volley.
Exactly.
I'll just look for a chance to redrive off the screen. There's a switch there.
Yep.
Airmailed it.
A little high.
We get high in the strike zone. Sometimes guys would like to hit the ball a little flatter with less than a semi-western grip.
Yeah.
Can sometimes let the ball fly a little bit too much. And I think Adam definitely qualifies there. But I tell you what, you get it in the strike zone, and it's not easy pickings.
You know what's interesting is that's really one
Was
of the...
that your nickname in high school?
Nice.
That's a good dig. That's really one of the only drives I see Adam miss occasionally, is that one where he leaves the forehand a little high in his strike zone and it doesn't quite dip. Because when he does it on his backhand side, he jumps and slaps the ball down into the court.
And he can flick it
at
out,
the same height. Yeah,
absolutely.
But it's just a little tougher. Little let cord clip.
I think if modern-day broadcasting has taught us anything, I think you guys are a little too unbiased. So I'll start adding in the Chris Collinsworth thing.
What?
Just talk about Mahomes, about everything. So I'll just pick a player on the court and just compliment them.
And you'll just do them the entire time? Yeah.
So to speak.
All right.
I'll just pick a random name out of the hat, Graham McNerney.
Is that easy pickings for you?
Yeah, well, that's the thing that the kids are saying nowadays. Which
Easy
is
pickings?
Yeah, I don't know if it's came back.
Well, there's a George Pickens from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Maybe that's what they kind of mean. Easy pickings I was talking about when I said you in high school. I wasn't trying to make that
mine was
an untoward...
right, mine was Jack Skellington.
Oh, okay, because I was trying to think of something basketball-oriented.
Great defense right here from Adam.
Your hand
my close friends called me Patrick Ewing.
Okay, see, now that's going into another area. It's starting to come down a little bit more.
Yeah, we're getting a little more flurries out here.
That.
This is
That's a great shot by Graham.
Graham is at a point where I almost want him to start going dreadlocks and then
a little light flicker
and then be the predator. Nice hands.
There's that. Oh,
Graham wouldn't
that
miss
might be the first two-hander that I've seen Jonas try, because I don't think he's hit too many two-handers during this match. And sometimes when you are hit a bunch of ones and a bunch of ones and a bunch of ones, and your left hand gets a little bit
now who's
colder.
talking about high school?
I'm just saying.
Well, I'm totally with you.
I'm going back for 3 more credits, Cal.
And there is, I'm going to finish. There is that element of if you can kind of lull somebody into, having to hit the same shot, then it does become tougher to re-engage. You'll see all 4 of these players just occasionally drive a ball with just the purpose of driving it, so that then when they really get the one they want, they still feel, like they can pull the trigger.
I've been lulling for years, by the way, I've got it down to a point where that's all I can do.
I was just
have to wait for somebody else to wake them up.
This is the kind of synergy that Matt and I have. Is while he was saying lull, I was about to make a point that I've never heard somebody say lull without following it up with a false sense of security, and then he went and did it. Completely derailed my joke.
That's
He lulled me into a false
talent.
sense of security, you could say.
That's the talent of Eminem, Matt McClure, ladies and gentlemen. They'll be here all evening, at least half the evening.
Well,
Yeah. Well, listen, sometimes I use large phrases and words so that I can sound more photosynthesis.
I don't get it.
You know, see, this is what the problem here. But you get easy pickings. Okay, let's figure that out. I'm seeing some people that here in the hut here, by the way, Coach, not that I should be looking anywhere but on the court, that I've seen, haven't seen in a long time. That maybe from, you know, from the area.
Maybe
SBC,
from your past.
Yeah, SBC and or Midtown possibly, because you and I were there.
Is that even a real place?
I think so. No, I love Midtown for their affordable rates and great.
Well, they just raised them, my friend.
Ooh, that is a tough
That's just smart.
ball. Yeah, that's
very smart from McNerney.
That's what Graham wants. Like he really
movement.
Yeah, and he's really hoping that like, oh, I put it close to the corner and it popped out, and if you drive it, I'm gonna hurt you with that next shot.
Yeah, you forget. That's another thing. You forget about this guy's range. Like he is what is he? All of 6'5"? I want to say at least 6'5" out there.
Yeah, I think he's up there.
He covers a lot of ground. It's crazy. With just one step. That is, and he's athletic.
And the paddle court is
that.
small enough where you don't have to do more than a step or two if you're anticipating well.
Well, unless you have no talent like I have.
Oh yeah, no, I'm doing backflips out there all the time, but
I'm just doing somersaults because I can't get it. It's tumbling, like tumbling 101.
So they're going to go new ball.
Yep.
On starting the 6th game here. Is that the rule, or is it supposed to be every 7?
You know, especially in this weather, it should be a rule.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you that since we're playing Legends, I think all 4 of these guys are like, we're just going to get a new ball anytime we feel like it.
Yes.
Like as long as the players on the court are fine with it, like why wouldn't you?
Yes.
Well, Sean, is this a good time to bring up a friend of a friend's theory about how when the fuzz comes off the ball, it actually makes it stickier?
Did I say that?
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks,
we were
guys.
talking about it. No, we were talking about it on the stream, and I do think that that's correct. You know, like when the fuzz on the ball gets wet for those first few shots, it like skids more, right?
Oh,
as
I don't disagree with it.
off.
I just can't take any kind of credit for, even having a friend.
Now, on the upside, I've had plenty of situations where we've gotten a new ball and it's been raining, and I've hit shots where luckily it left a mark on the court because otherwise people would have called it out.
Which is outstanding. If they're going to call it that, that's what they call it. But that ball was outstanding.
Just out.
Well, outstanding.
Outstanding.
Well, that's an old joke from my tennis playing days. If you thought somebody was hooking you, they'll say out. Yeah, outstanding.
Yeah, yeah.
It was, that was about easy picking. Same thing as easy picking. There it is. Sid, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's got that backhand roll. Because his backhand drive is so strong, he's one of the only guys in the game where when he steps around it to hit a backhand roller, you're like, yep, good call.
Yeah, you can actually.
He can do a bunch of stuff with it. He can place it well. He can put different speeds and spins on it.
You're right, Coach. That's a great shot. He and Robbie Steinman, same thing.
Yep.
Can do the same thing. Go ahead. What were you going to say, Cal?
As a paddle coach, I've been watching for 4 years, so this isn't for me. This is for the viewers at home. Where does roller get its name?
Wow.
It's a great question. I think it's because in order to learn how to hit the shot, you actually hold a paint roller. And, as you sweep through the ball.
I was going to paper towel reference you, but this is way better.
No, it just has to do with the shape and style of the shot, right? It's top spin. You're rolling the ball into the court as opposed to, hitting down on it.
Indubitably.
I think it probably has a little bit more, nuance that comes from, tennis, probably with the rollers. I remember starting and getting like the basic tutorial from some guys that teaching me how to play that had already been playing for 20 years.
Yep.
And I hit that shot one time, like a swing volley.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Don't ever do that again."
This must have been way back when.
It wasn't pros. Yeah, I mean, it was probably 15 years ago, and it was a group of guys that were playing, in the C division of Chicago paddle back when it had letters. And
what is
so
that
I was
you
like,
just
okay,
did?
like I was just,
What is that you just did?
Yes,
That's what they're saying.
yes.
And it's like you're some type of speaking an ancient language.
And it was that version.
Alien
It was that version of like, you don't drive backhands, you only drive forehands. Like, I don't know what you're thinking.
You don't tug on Superman's cape. Yeah, I've heard all that.
You don't hit your serve hard with spin. You just hit your serve in the box, and then you get to the net and make a volley. Like, it was paddle 101 for its time.
Yeah, stop serving a fancy breakfast, will you?
You don't hit overheads.
Bagel, pocket
you don't hit
bagel,
overheads
that's
hard.
all you get.
You don't hit overheads hard, and
Right.
all you do with volleys is put them in the court.
Right.
You just don't miss.
And I
don't hit
know-
your serve hard either.
It just befuddles the mind to wonder where the whole paddle doesn't take skill comes from.
Who said that?
That's a Cal original.
No, nobody said that.
Cal's like a streaming service now. A Cal original. Paddle takes no talent.
I watch Andrew Ong, or any of the top players, or any player on the stream for that matter, play paddle. And as someone who's played paddle like 12 times, I don't understand how they do it.
I feel that way
You'd
sometimes.
understand if it was 13th or 14th time.
I feel that way sometimes about pickleball. Like, I have moments where...
Oh, no, I get pickleball.
Where somebody's like, that guy's really good at pickleball. And I'm like, he's really good at tennis, and he happens to be hitting a pickleball. Caught the line.
Caught the edge of the edge.
The old seafaring vessel.
But I really think that's where, like, professional pickleball is going to go, is you're just going to have people start to play tennis in pickleball.
Pretty
and
much.
It's going to start to...
You get enough grit on the paddle.
I mean, especially in singles, like, you start to see guys that, can really hit the ball.
Yep.
It's starting to
Good
become...
switch there.
There's not, like, a specific difference. It's just kind of like, nah, it's a really similar stroke.
Well, the other thing, Cal, to answer your question from way back when as a roller, in tennis, certain passing shots, if you're coming to the net and somebody's going to pass you, there are a couple ways they can do it. It's either a line drive, and usually if they've got to hit a sharp angled pass cross court, they call that a roller because you're actually concentrating on letting the ball roll off the strings, not hitting it as hard as you can.
Right, because it's a precision shot.
Right.
You got to have enough spin and
take
arc.
enough something off of it. Yeah, so that's where it might be coming from tennis-wise, is that to hit a roller. If you hit a roller and paddle, that same basic stroke motion and spin rate is very much it looks very much like a tennis roller in tennis in terms of a sharp roll passing shot, or just a roll if you're hit a ground stroke rally. There are plenty of times when you do that too. So I think that's probably where it all came from. That's my theory.
Nice. Oh, let court dribbled wide.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens. I tell you what, I don't think Adam Morgan can take the ball any earlier. Look at that. He's just kind of throwing darts out there. He's crazy.
Great dig by Graham as well on the recovery. That, I think, does start to become a pretty big difference also as the temperature drops. That's the one that you see more, is that it's so much harder. If somebody does drive the ball through and you're at the net, it's really hard to turn around and drive the ball back.
No.
Because it's not coming out as far off the screen anymore. So it does turn into, more often than not at this temperature, a defensive dig.
For sure. That last backhand, by the way, from Rose is exactly what you were talking about, where that was above his head.
Yep.
He was able to snap it down at the feet of of Jonas and draw an error out of there.
Great lob.
Good touch from,
Also a great lob.
He deserved better than that, even though, again, I don't know how often Jonas and Adam play together, but that's just a case of just a slight split-second miscommunication that can happen. And again, just keeping the ball down the middle, for those of you, again, watching at home, like I said, more often than not, you're drawing an error off of fundamentals, man, fundamentally sound platform.
Yep. Yeah, as cool as it is to see the fancy shot that ends the point, you will more often than not see the controlled, soft, shot to the side screen that's dying cause the serious problem.
Once again, fancy breakfast.
All right, so 5-2 here, or 2 serving 5, I should say.
Lob. That's another thing. You get a break or a couple of breaks. Not that you should relax at all, but if you give somebody like McNerney.
We got to get the hold first.
Yeah, I understand.
Otherwise, it's not a break.
It's not a break till you hold. That's a good point. Yeah.
Are you guys saying though that like I felt like before pickleball came out, paddle kind of had the reputation that pickleball has now of like, oh, it's just guys going around that were already good at tennis, just wasting their time. I'm not saying I agree with it at all. It's a ridiculously talent-driven sport.
You're kidding.
A great move.
This is what I'm talking about, range.
I think you're right, Cal, but I think it also goes like when it doesn't have a lot of exposure and it's not that well understood. Like for a long time, like paddle was a drinking game.
Yeah.
You know,
it's still
it was
not?
like it is in a lot of ways, but you're seeing it become a lot more competitive at more levels.
Because if it's not, good night, everybody.
Yeah,
but it was the favorite sport of Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
Not to get political.
Yeah, but
I'm not taking a side. I'm not taking a side.
I do think you're right though that, and then as it gets more exposure, I mean, I really think the live stream is a huge part of that, right?
Oh, I agree.
mean, you start.
Those guys know what they're doing.
Putting matches out there, and it starts to get some exposure.
Get over, yes.
That's a really good spin
as
as well. But I mean, seriously, there's a whole bunch of people that I taught 10 or 15 years ago that played a bunch of paddle that I do not think had ever been to a tournament.
No,
right? And they were good players, but like they didn't fully understand what the level was like.
No.
And so now, there's a motivating factor, I think, and it's not that it can't still be an entertaining, drinking game, depending on how you choose to do it. But
well, we were mentioning Jay Morgan, Coach. I want to call him Coach Jay, who I've known very well for a while, and he said the one cool thing about platform or paddle is that as you get older, you can actually get better.
Yep.
Whereas in tennis, usually, you start to slow down.
Yes.
And you got more court to cover, and platform you can actually improve, well into your 30s, 40s, and 50s easily.
So an opportunity to stay in the set here.
Yep.
I totally agree. That's what I used to say as well. People would be like, why do you like paddle more than tennis? And the reality was because I'm still improving at paddle, and like my best tennis was behind me at that point. Like I'm never going to hit my serve any bigger than I did. I'm not going to get any faster with my court coverage. I'm never going to hit my backhand harder than I used to. Like it's just sort of a slow decline into, I used to be able to get that ball and now I can't.
I was going to finish your sentence for you. You mean nothingness, because that's where my tennis game is right now. It's slow
Great touch.
Into nothingness.
There's another drive that was slowly waiting for. So I think that's set.
It was set.
God,
right
our
there.
scorekeeper is talented.
I think we're doing fine. We're going to take a quick break and hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with the second set here at Inverness Golf Club for the Legends CPTC live stream right after this.
From the heart of Chicago up to the North Shore and stretching from the northwest suburbs down to Kankakee. From urgent in-office care to virtual in-home visits, we're making orthopedic care available wherever and however you need it. Because while we're adapting our lives to keep each other safe, we know that new injuries will happen and old injuries will still linger. And IBJI is here to help.
Not your bank's top priority? Here at Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. No hidden fees or runarounds, but a true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. Whether you're opening your first account, found your dream home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have the financial solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank. Wintrust. Different approach, better.
We're back.
Back at it. At what I'm not exactly sure what it is.
Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, there you go.
Before they died.
All right. Backstreet back, all right, I guess.
All right. Graham McInerney up to serve.
Yeah. And to serve again. Did that stay in? And look at Morgan.
I mean,
You just can't do it any better than that. That was incredible. You got to get that. Did you get that replay
I got
there?
that on replay.
Attaboy. I take back everything I said about you, Cal. Almost
I feel like
everything.
this happens. Yeah, this happens once a week. You forget what happened in the last week, and then I rack up my debt going forward, and then I do one thing of note, and then it's back to a clean slate. Heavens to Betsy, that was a good shot. But let's get that replay of Adam Morgan, the paleontologist.
Digging it out. So I just say archaeologist, but you know what? Paleontologist is more specialized, so that's impressive, more impressive.
Well, you're the one that said that, but I think we did some research. An archaeologist studies it. The paleontologist actually does the digging,
Does
but
he
I could
really?
be wrong.
Does he or she really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I could be completely wrong.
He, she, they?
Our sociology or paleontology majors, please correct us in the comments.
Beautiful, Rob. I tell you what.
We got a comment a couple weeks ago talking about how the scorekeeping was particularly bad that week, and I just want to say I've been working on it, and your criticism was heard, and it really made my day to know that I've been just feeling noticed.
You know what? We don't get if we don't get feedback, Coach.
Oh, I'm being sincere. No, it was.
Am I wrong?
appreciate
If you don't
it.
get feedback, how are we going to improve? Right? So,
yeah, I thought people loved that I had the score wrong all the time.
I'm with you.
But
I mean, look, Coach was talking
right?
about tennis and how the tough time improving. I take it the other direction from the Harkonnen school, since I'm basically floating above with mist coming out of my little jets there. I try to see how good I can be, as fat as I can be. So I want to get as fat as possible, and then see how good I can be being that chubby.
So like a bit from Always Sunny.
Yeah, I think that I generally am so dissatisfied with myself and my own performance that nobody can say anything that is harsher criticism than what I've already told myself in the mirror. So it's almost useless. Like if something gets screwed up and somebody's like, well, that wasn't very good, I'm like, yeah, you can't say anything that can bother me more than how I feel about it.
He's just finding the range on those net
Picking his
courts.
spot. So switch sides here. Smart little strategery change.
I like it. Look at that
That's
kick.
a little deep.
And is that game? Okay, I thought
That is
so.
game.
All right, so that one shot was in, and I just added it to the wrong set.
That's all right. This is going to give him, so it's giving him a different look.
I forgive you, my darling.
I don't expect the pacing of the match to change all that much.
Yes.
I mean, everybody's kind of playing at the pace that they like to play.
Pretty much.
I will say that Adam hates to lose more than he likes to hit the cool shot. So,
Absolutely.
I have seen Adam play a set with 0 errors before, motivated by just refusing to lose.
What do you suggest, or what do you surmise that they'll probably be trying to do during this set that they weren't able to necessarily accomplish on the last set, Coach?
I think they probably are going to target Paul a little bit more on some attack overheads, and not in a way where it's going to be super obvious, but I do think that they started to feel like Graham was getting too many opportunities off of both sides.
Nice touch. Nope.
So I do think that'll be I do think that'll be part of it. I also think they're probably going to be a little bit more selective about the drives that they hit.
Yep.
In the changeover, that's a great move right there by Graham.
But you got to be quick to get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was
between
standing close.
sets, I guarantee that there probably was a little bit more about we just we can't drive the ball randomly at Graham. That hurt him a lot in the first set, right?
Yes.
Graham's volley was able to win a lot of points.
Yes.
And then you start dealing with the constant onslaught of spin overheads. It's tough, especially right now, right? The ball's not going to want to have that extra hang time and come out of the corner.
Yeah, because technically that's for all those of you again keeping score at home. That was technically on Paul's side.
Yeah.
But Graham can take one step and actually cover 2/3 of the court if he deems it necessary. And by the way, by saying that they're going to try to concentrate on Paul Rose, that is not picking on Paul.
No.
Everybody out here is fantastic. It's just a matter of degrees. Who's hurting us a little more than who's not.
No, yeah, and I just in general,
Paul is unbelievable.
In
player.
general, I think that if you start to let Graham get too comfortable, or he gets to kind of dictate, because the other thing is his lob is incredible as well. So you start putting the ball on that deuce side too often, and it doesn't matter if he's driving or lobbing, he's always causing a problem.
Yes.
And I think that it's just going to help Adam and Jonas tighten up a little bit. I'm
Yeah.
saying Jonas, but it could be Jonas.
No, I think it is Jonas.
It's Jonas.
I can tell you this much, too. There are times where...
It's
you
actually
just-
Jonas, so I was putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Well, you know, we to go back to
Jonas.
the thing from before that I wasn't fast enough to say this then. For those of you watching at home, we encourage you to keep score at home because
Because it's a fun game you can play.
it will not be accurate.
By the way, if you just joined us, we are at lovely Inverness Golf Club
What's
in
the
historically
resort?
significant Inverness, Illinois. What resort?
What's the resort from The Shining?
Wow.
Because I feel like this gives, in a profoundly wholesome way,
You know what?
besides the murder.
Wow. You know, Halloween's over, Cal. You know, we're trying to. It's
Yeah,
tis
now
the
we're
season
focused
to
on
be jolly.
murdering and eating
I
turkeys.
just said, okay.
It's a new holiday.
Bernard Matthews.
Oh, nice volleys right there. Too much pressure.
Super pace from Morgan.
Call this guy David Bowie and Queen collaboration.
Under pressure there.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to steal your thunder there.
Nah, you're good.
You got there eventually.
Yeah. Ice Ice Baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the temperature out
Completely
there.
different song.
Right. Exactly.
Law case. That lawsuit was a scam.
Oh,
Yeah.
without question.
That interview really sold me with Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, I agree.
Not that Vanilla Ice
I wonder what
is
he's up to.
not talented.
Drugs.
I think he
probably.
actually, nice. I think he's a real estate agent, dude. What are you talking about? Seriously, I think he's a real estate developer / agent. All right, so what do we got, 30-15 here?
At least he was able to reinvent himself.
Again, upbeat. I love that about you.
After doing the soundtrack for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze.
Is that it? I didn't even know that. By the way, one of my son's all-time favorite moments, speaking of movies and just pop culture, is when you started singing the Pokemon theme in the middle of a tennis class. He Owen, like for the rest of, like he just kept cracking up in the car. Like he just kept laughing. He goes, Matt just breaks into Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like he's...
I don't even think it was relevant.
No,
I think that's
it really
the scary
wasn't. I
part
think
is that it
somebody
wasn't.
said something
Nobody
and you just went
said,
right into it.
It was like totally random. And it was something stupid.
Yeah, oh, it's a big drive.
That's awesome. That's a big ball.
Wow.
You guys excited for the Winter Olympics?
No.
Well,
Wow.
Sean, you love figure skating.
No, I'm not laughing at figure skating. What are you trying to say, Cal?
Oh, it's just the snow is making me think of the Winter Olympics.
First of all, I do marvel at the athletic ability of figure skating. If anybody's ever tried to skate, you get the idea
no
of how
doubt,
great
yeah.
some of these.
I love the diving.
They're
I'm
amazing.
a big Greg Louganis fan.
I have such a tremendous respect for.
Just climb out of the hole, all right?
Yeah. I have such a huge respect for Olympic athletes in general because they spend their lives, competing in things that people only care about once every 4 years for 2 weeks. And I mean, just that level of dedication,
Yes, you
right?
got it,
To
yeah.
be like, I mean,
Great lob. Yep.
there's not that layer of any kind of fame and fortune that goes along with it.
No.
Unless you are so dominant for 20 years, like,
Michael
Right.
Phelps.
Michael
Yep.
Phelps, or I'm sure there's
Absolutely.
a couple.
Simone
If you're on a Wheaties box, that's awesome. But
Greg Louganis.
Why do you keep mentioning his name? We heard it before. Why do you keep doing that?
He's an international
What's the
superstar.
female
Yeah.
swimmer? What's the female swimmer? She was fantastic. Katie Ledecky.
Greg Louganis.
No, Katie. Okay, we're turning you off. No more. Okay, so back to paddle. On the near side, by the way, just to make sure everybody is aware of it, Graham McNerney just hit that overhead, and Jonas Merckx is digging that thing out on
slipping
that
and
far
sliding a little
side.
bit, getting
And
tough over there.
Graham's partner is Paul Rose right there with the backhand volley. That Wicks. and stays
the
over.
Dribbler volley.
Off of the Adam Morgan.
Clipping
What's up,
the tape
Jay
and coming
Love?
back.
The Adam Morgan drive, which was just a laser beam. Beams of lasers.
Beams of lasers. Light traveling on a moonbeam.
I was just thinking, because I learned Spanish, and sometimes you switch out the adjective with the noun. So I was just trying to do that. Beams of lasers. I'm just thinking, so that's not a bad band name.
Aren't you guys a little young to be scientists? Well, lasers are young science. Oh, there, I've done it.
Batman's a scientist.
Batman's
Nice shot.
a scientist.
And Adam and Jonas. Okay, the hometown kid.
Adam's
Jonas
starting to turn up the drive as well. You're
Yep.
starting to see Adam mix up his spots, bring a little bit more heat, a little bit more energy.
Hey, you called it, Coach.
I mean, feeling a little more confident on the ad side as well, I think. Just with kind of some natural angles to pull off.
He gets warmed up, especially on that drive side. I tell you what, I don't think anybody hits it harder, pound for pound, in platform tennis than Adam Morgan.
Pound for pound?
Opinion. Yeah.
No, I mean, Adam weighs, 86 and a half pounds.
With all the snow on him.
I've heard him been called the Tyson of paddle.
Tyson?
Like
chicken?
Tyson Foods?
No, like Mike Tyson.
Oh, all right. You mean he's not going to uppercut so he doesn't hurt Jake Paul?
Like he's 60?
No, look, you know what? I got to tell you, it's funny. Good shape runs in the Morgan family. I know sometimes.
That's true.
It does.
They've got good genetics.
Everybody is in great shape. Everybody stays in good shape. So.
If anything, you're seeing a little bit of miscommunication on some overheads between Adam and Jonas.
As I said.
Not like they're in serious trouble, but there's maybe a little hesitation.
Sure.
Maybe you can tell that Adam's been playing with Graham a little bit, who can reach and hit any overhead at 6'5", and so maybe with the two of them side by side and not having played together a ton, there's a little bit less.
I think it's genius on McNerney's part, playing with all these partners and getting used to their games, so now he knows exactly how to play them. Like, if you think about it, like he's played, Juan Araya, he probably knows how to play Juan now. Not that you have a really easy job doing that, but he's played with,
That's a wet ball right there. That's
I just figured the same thing. Anyway.
Yeah, I would agree with you, and I also think that,
Genius.
After the Medina Cup, right, Graham said,
15:30, I think.
I think so,
California.
too, Cal. After the Medina Cup, Graham basically said, like, well, I'd lost to Adam, two finals in a row, so if I wanted to win it, I needed to play with him. And
yeah, he is. Talk about being a top player. He's one of the most humble dudes you'll ever meet. Just one of the nicest people. Really good dude. We got a lot of them in platform. I got to say, Andrew Ong. There's another one. Like, there's so many guys in there that just have great personalities, and they're just good people on top of being spectacular players. What a drive from Jonas. Yeah, kind of caught Pete by surprise there. I mean, you will go up the line with that ball, but not with that kind of pace. That was amazing.
Dribbled.
Wow.
Did Graham not just...
They might have called that out, actually, Cal.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know for sure. I didn't have a good look at that angle, but I'm assuming we're at deuce.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. That's got some junk on it.
Got to change your grip doing that, boy.
It's getting, with the wet ball as well, it gets tougher and tougher with that thing coming out of the screen.
Good hands.
Great shot. Good two-ball combination.
I'm sorry. Graham started the set serving, so we'd have to be 4 games.
Did he?
I don't know.
Maybe not. All right.
I don't know about that, sir. Oh, yes.
It's a good move. Easy anticipation. Ooh, caught it off his back foot.
I tell you what, trying to kind of loop it in there with some depth, which you can't really blame him. You do want to make sure you keep it deep, otherwise it stays up right.
It was a good enough lob where he was forced to hit off his back foot from outside the service line. So, I mean, it was going to be a tough shot either way.
For sure. Puts a little more pace on that.
Yep.
Because Morgan was moving in. That was a smart. Yeah, the ball's losing a little of the surface. You could tell it's sticking a bit right now, which we absolutely love. All of a sudden, things got quiet. You notice that, guys?
It's because it's such a tense
Is it a
moment.
tornado coming?
No.
Really?
No, I
They're
think
going to Louisiana and talking about Hurricane Katrina. Okay.
Excuse
it's
me.
not that bad.
They just got exploded by a tornado last year.
They got exploded.
It's good language, Cal.
Sorry.
No, yeah, this was they
grammatical
lost,
wizard,
They
Cal.
lost
No.
courts in a storm last year.
Yes.
It was lost to the
Screens
lakes.
came down. They were able to
Started calling this place the Edmund Fitzgerald.
dig out and recover.
Cats and dogs living together, the whole thing. Mass hysteria. Up. Yes. These guys are spectacular. Making the spectacular look mediocre. It's good lob, by the way. Look at that.
Yeah, good
Yep.
patience.
Oh, he nailed it.
Laser.
He hit it. He
Good
got
dig
it.
by
He dug.
Graham.
He dug. Baby. Little wide. What a rally.
That's a great point.
Huge. Getting a nice round of applause from the gallery in here. And just a beautiful hut. Again, once again, we're at Inverness Golf Club in Inverness,
I feel like
Illinois.
this is more energy than most Sunday morning finals have.
You know what? National tournament, you're right, Cal.
You
For
know
once-
what? That's another, I'll say it, that's another function of the live stream. You're starting to have a lot of people who are like, I had
just
4
really
beers on Saturday night. I'll just watch the live stream
Oh.
on. Oh, good pick. No, wide.
Can you
Graham's
tell?
like, I had to try it. I mean,
Just
we were
Adam
already up
Morgan
there.
scrapping. That was amazing. Amazing get. AM. Got to get pretty.
Except
Got to
they're
get up pretty
switching
early.
sides. It does have to be. This has to be.
It's got to be 5th game.
Yeah.
So it's either five. It's got to be 5. Yeah, because I mean they just won that game.
So it's either 5-0 or 4-1.
4-1. One day we'll learn to keep score.
Well, if anyone wants to put in the chat what they think it is, I'll take your word over mine.
Well, we are.
I think
to be
it's
fair to
5-0.
Cal,
I think
and
it's
Cal,
5-0.
just remember
All right,
this.
Cal's going with
remember I
5-0.
said this, Cal. Just to be fair to Cal, we are having him do quite a bit here on the stream right now. So he's
one of the coolest
keeping
parts.
scores, and he is also being tech director.
One of the coolest parts about the APTA live stream now for national tournaments is that they have the umpire in the chair with an iPad,
Yes.
keeping the official score, so it always
Right.
matches up with the correct one, and then it streams right to
using that slick software too,
the
Coach.
camera. Yeah, exactly.
www.courtdirector.com.
Nice, Cal.
I don't know how
That's
usable
not
that
it.
is for
That's
the
not
average
it.
person, but
Get up there and mess around. Hack right in. What a shot from Rose. Oh, that's sick. He's there. No. He almost hit it too hard.
Yep.
Jonas had an easier time getting it back.
But it was more exciting that way.
This is one heck of a rally here.
Rose starting to ramp up his overhead a little bit as well.
Absolutely.
He can do a lot with his overhead. He's got a cool kind of alignment. He can let the ball drop and hit shots where they die straight down off
For
the back
sure.
screen if you
For
don't.
sure. Like that one's a little flatter. The
Yeah,
last
it's a
one,
little
that one was
flatter.
thick.
It's going to cover some more angle.
Which was
Just a
smart.
good job there from Rose mixing up targets and speeds and spins.
Yeah, that's about the only way they're going to get back in this set right
Heavens
here.
to Betsy.
I gotta tell you something. These guys just putting on a clinic with the first volley. I mean, I don't think I've seen in a while. I haven't seen paddles that steady, absorbing all the pace. Other cool thing is, and if you notice this, I don't know if those of you watching, you can notice it. All these players can.
Keen-eyed viewers.
They can read the depth of either their partner's lob or their lob, and then react accordingly as to what they think might be the reply or the response off that lob. So if it's that bit,
nice
almost
try.
a tweener.
Yeah,
almost a tweener.
it clipped.
Jonas.
It caught the back of the line.
It did. Amazing. So hanging on, not wanting to leave,
Sort of like a rock
This
climber
set, yeah.
who's trying not to fall.
Oh,
A little deep.
Zing.
well, if you're gonna fault being up 5-0, not a bad time
Well,
to
we
do it.
think they're up 5-0.
Well, we're assuming they're up by at least 2 breaks. Let's face it. It's a great first volley. No, it just missed.
A little
Wow.
wide.
So do you guys, in this situation,
doesn't miss
if
those
you're
very often. Go
Adam
ahead.
Morgan and Jonas, do you guys keep with what's working, or do you completely torpedo your chances of winning and switch back for the third set?
I think if the winning this set, as long as they feel confident about it, there's not a reason to switch back.
No, I'm with Coach. I like the idea. Adam was staying back a little bit more, maybe playing a little more offense from back there.
Yeah,
That seemed to be
finding a little
working.
bit more
Yep.
angles on his forehand as well.
Well, as someone who's really impartial, I hope they switch again for the third set.
Because why not?
Because why not?
Great pick.
Add a little chaos.
Flick, sit. Wow. You know, it's always funny when they do switch and get a new ball after 6 games. The funny thing about 6 games is 6 games could mean, you know,
Right, it could be a
300
set, it
shots,
could
or
be-
it could
yeah.
be, you know, 100. Oh, good hands. Great hands from Adam Morgan.
Nice recovery
Jeez.
there.
Well, that doesn't look like set to me, gentlemen.
Well, it's not yet. It's got to be deuce.
What?
I think it's deuce, dude. All right.
I have every right to be jealous, baby.
Skywalking with that lob, baby.
I think we should do a new segment on the CBTC Live where I just call to one of you for an impression and be like, what does this person think about this situation?
Just a random.
What does Alec Baldwin think about the score
random
right now,
call
Sean?
Why? Why would you put me on the spot like that?
Because I stand behind Alec Baldwin.
No,
God
I
knows
do.
I'm not going to stand in front of him.
Nice
good
pick
pick.
up. Oh, yeah.
great shot.
He's there. He's there. Oh, what a shot. Adam. Nice try, Pete. I thought Pete might have had that.
He was there.
Would you look at
was.
that? We accidentally got the score
Got
right.
another, so we got another
Those are
set
one
out
of
of
those
that
days
one.
in broadcasting that you just have to
All
thank your
right.
lucky stars.
All right.
Oh, let's take a break and
Yes,
hear
sir.
from our sponsors. And we'll be right back after these messages.
Not your bank's top priority? Here at Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. No hidden fees or runarounds, but a true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. Whether you're opening your first account, found your dream home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have the financial solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank. Wintrust, different approach, better results.
From the heart of Chicago up to the North Shore and stretching from the northwest suburbs down to Kankakee. From urgent in-office care to virtual in-home visits, we're making orthopedic care available wherever and however you need it. Because while we're adapting our lives to keep each other safe, we know that new injuries will happen and old injuries will still linger. And IBJI is here to help.
Jeez, I wasn't even going to go there.
Hurt her
I was just
rotator
going
cuff.
for some ceramics.
All
I
right,
stepped on
and so
there.
we have split sets here for
Like the Titanic failed to do with that iceberg.
yeah, the Legends night here in Chicago paddled. I'm still Matt McClure alongside Sean Albrecht and Cal Noble.
I'm still Sean. I don't know what happened.
Dave
Supposed to turn into a
Bukowski
pumpkin.
in the chat saying, Sean, it's Paul, not Pete, big guy. Love you, man.
Did I call him?
You might have
Did
called
I
him
call
Pete.
him Pete?
They didn't really do
Again,
us
the
any.
entire Rose family is.
I'm
I've
just
lost
glad
everyone.
they noticed, not that the score was wrong.
That's okay.
Well, it's appreciated from David. He's a stickler for details.
Exactly. All right, Graham
Danny's a
McNerney
snappy
to
dresser.
start us off here in the third set here at lovely Inverness Golf Club. And look at that. Yes, the emergency
Blink and
two-hander.
you miss it, Jack Nicholson.
Break the glass, the emergency two-hander. Yes. You know, it's kind of like being in the Haunted Mansion. You see the chandeliers in the windows, guys. It's kind of like seeing the, you know what I'm saying?
Like The Shining.
Yeah, well,
Who said
I
that
didn't
earlier?
think,
That guy's
you keep bringing that up. That's
sharp
just
as
gonna,
a tack.
I'm curious to see if Graham and Paul get more aggressive here.
yes.
You know, like
I think Graham gets more aggressive.
It seemed like that was, you know, kind of a
Working
difference maker
toward
in
the
the
end.
first set.
Yes.
You know, and they definitely kind of moved the ball around more, and they were more aggressive with their positioning on the court.
As you guys know, I consider myself a student of the game. I think this match is going to come down to whoever wants it more.
I heartily agree. I don't know. I don't think anybody can want it more than maybe Adam Morgan, no question. There's a guy who will just grind all
Now,
day.
here's a guy.
You think Adam just always wants it more?
Pretty much. He's just he'll go. Well, I'm just saying you don't have to question his motivation, I'll tell you that much. Not that you question any of these guys. Oh, it's going to work. Hey, Trey Casual there,
Yeah.
Mr. McNerney.
Super chill.
But that's kind of his thing, little motif. Jeez, I tell you what, nobody really hits a higher
The jumping waterfall.
Yeah, from a higher angle than McNerney does. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, it's going to be this will be interesting because it's going to be a battle. It's great. Good
I do
hands
think
there.
Graham is probably at that height where, you know, and probably one of only a few
Yes.
players where he can put so much downward angle on it that there's no chance for someone to anticipate and cut it off early, right?
No.
You know how sometimes guys show that shot
Yep.
and you'll take off before the ball is hit and kind of move
Yep.
up the side screen and intercept it before it gets to the screens and kind of slap it down at somebody.
Yeah, without
I
question.
don't think you can do that against his particular angle. The ball's
No
out
doubt.
it's over your head too
It's
fast.
coming out of a tree.
That's a great
shot.
place right
Okay,
there.
that's Exhibit A. That's the kind of pace we were talking about from Jonas's forehand.
Yep.
It's just kind of sneaks up on you. He just got hand speed just coming through the hitting zone.
Got
It's
some
big.
leverage on top of that ball.
Yeah, no question. Boom.
Yeah.
Just heating it up now. Yeah, you put enough top on it, he can pretty much hit it as hard as he wants. The loop. Yeah. It's like that pirouette.
Yep. It's always
Speaking
nice
of
to see
figure
Adam
skating.
use his
Ballet
classic
lessons.
ballet training to.
See, I was going to go
There-
another way. That was
What?
Sean bringing in his passion of the intersecting passions of figure skating and paddle.
I was thinking figure skating and musical
Great
theater.
spot. Good patient point there.
Let's stay in that cat. Yeah, let's stay in that that realm right there, Cal.
I have no idea what kind of realm you're talking about.
The musical theater realm.
That's and yet Cal,
Into the
you would have
woods.
been a fantastic,
Nice.
thespian if you wanted to be.
I dress like one.
That's
Great.
tough.
Okay,
I don't-
that's again vintage McNerney. He's
Yep.
able to figure out just movement that way, maybe catch somebody sneaking into the middle and then just hit something with just enough pace to make it die into the
Yeah.
corner like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive
Vintage
that
McGruder.
Adam and Jonas are really focusing on, getting Paul out of position enough where that's where they can put the drive or have options to mix it up, because
Yes.
I think it's you really don't want to drive it, Graham.
It's Paul Hardcastle.
Like that.
Yeah,
That's good.
Exactly.
I like it when he proves me correct right after I said it.
Yeah, he's got some of the best hands out there. As a matter of fact, he does not mind getting as close to the net as he needs to.
Are we talking about the tall blonde?
Yeah.
All right, Cal. Let's keep it clean. It's after a certain hour.
Okay, one, that's completely backwards. And two, there's nothing dirty about that.
Yeah, and yet you make it seem that way, the way you put it. So I'm just saying.
Cal's just got a great delivery.
That's what
We
my
can take
boss
that a
at
bunch of
Little
ways.
Caesars used to say.
Do they
I'm
deliver?
not touching that.
I don't know.
I don't think that they
I never worked
deliver.
there.
Apparently Cal did, though.
I feel
went
like
above and
Little
beyond.
Caesars doesn't deliver. I feel like they're a carry-out option.
I feel like they're
could
the
be
option
wrong.
you go to when you don't want pizza and everything's closed and you still don't go there. But that's just my endorsement.
Just wide. Just
I mean,
missed.
this is super controversial, but I would put Little Caesars above a lot of Domino's pizza in my
I don't know
mind.
that that's
There,
controversial.
wow.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's tough, but I'm
saying-
going to say it.
So saying you deliver for Little Caesars is like saying you play oboe for Van Halen or something like, it really doesn't happen, but you want people to think that it actually does.
I'm the world's best harpsichord player. There are dozens of us.
Hey, that's actually pretty hard to play.
Yeah.
So,
Look at you, Mr. Musician, now.
no, I'm just a harpsichord
he hung it
enthusiast.
up. Nice
Oh,
volley. That's sick.
All right, let's get this straight. So Graham hangs that volley up.
Oh, yeah.
Uncharacteristic. Hangs the volley up and kind of pays the price.
And
but
decides
still,
he's just going to hold his ground
Yes.
and flex it off.
and he still did it. Again, this is one heck of a first game for the third set here at historically significant Inverness, Illinois, at the Inverness Golf Club. The lovely Inverness Golf Club. Elegant.
If the paddle stays this level, I'm just going to have to go ahead and order my Thanksgiving dinner to go.
Veritable cornucopia of paddle.
Of nature's treasures.
Get
There's treasures. You mean trail mix?
It's true.
Tell you what, that's not easy to do with like that right there.
That cord clipper.
So Jonas
dribbles
just
over.
coming up
Yep.
with the inside-out backhand
He has
lobs.
really, and he also has really found his groove
He
on
has.
that forehand screen drive,
Yep.
especially out of the deuce side, which is probably part of the strategy on the switch. But
Yes.
I really, that's going to be one that I think
They're gonna
Paul
wanna
and
kinda
Graham are
stay
going to want to
away
shut
from.
down a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, because he has started to find
Yeah, don't-
really high quality screen drives off of that
Not feed the beast.
position. Yeah.
Feed it.
It's just a tougher volley to
Feed
make,
you out of luck.
too. You know, they're both righties. It's coming across your body. You know, it's kind of jamming you up. Do you hit a forehand? Do you hit a backhand?
Yes.
It's not as easy to defend
Oh,
as
that's
shots
a
coming out of
super
there.
drive. Look at that. It's going in.
Got
Yes.
it. Great pick. They're gonna
Paul, don't call me
reset,
Pete Rose.
get back
Pulls
into it.
off like the shot of the. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sure it happens.
Yeah. Yes.
Sweet.
And yes, I'm going to say it again. They're not always hitting skywalking lobs, even though we tell you as instructors you want to get the lob up above the lights. They're not always doing that.
Well, especially offensive lobs are
Yes.
rarely that high, right? Like
No.
an offensive lob, if you're really
Exactly.
trying to get somebody to make an off-balance shot,
Right.
you're
Back
going to
'em
see
up a
more of
bit.
what Graham is doing now, which is like
Right
he's
there.
not letting it go to the screen. He's
Sit.
taking everything off the deck
Yes.
and forcing a lot of quick movement and recovery.
Exactly. You
Well,
got to
he-
quickly respond to it.
He happened to miss that last one, but watching him from where I was, he just made like the same exact volley 5 times in a row. He's got a gift,
Yes.
is what you would
Look
say.
at the hands.
Great flex.
Mr. Rose.
Yeah, that
Unbelievable.
one was
That thing
purely
singing.
defensive,
Yeah.
and it stayed in.
It would have hit me in the vitals. For sure.
Ah, my organs.
Speaking of harpsichords,
Nice.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Nice. Refusal to
spin.
lob. Oh, okay, fine. You coward.
Don't say that, because I actually had a guy tell me that he thought it was cowardly to lob.
Oh,
in
it
Plymouth.
kind of is.
When he first, well, there you go, Cal. We don't need that. I'm just saying. He was just saying he thought it was a cowardly thing to do to have to lob. You should drive every ball. I'm like,
yeah,
no,
every single-
dude.
That's Dr. McCall gave us that advice.
I
Always be driving.
have played many a backdraw matches where all 4 players agreed to not lob. We're like, that's just not. What are we going to
Let's
do?
get-
Stay
yeah.
out here for 4 hours?
Let's get to Little Caesars
to
quickly.
be the last chance finalist.
Exactly. LC is for Little Caesars and Last Chance, Coach. Like it. Like it. Me likey.
Hey, I was a Chicago Charities participant.
Wow. You know what? That's still impressive.
And if you're joining us, we are at about the time where the entire CPTC crew falls off, and we get real quiet. Well,
Not all of us.
Well, the rest of the world turns. Yeah, Sean's a machine.
What are you saying?
He can go all day long.
Saying? All right, whoa. Got on top of that thing. It's like riding
really trying to smoke that
the
one.
mechanical
So first
bull right
game
there.
of the third set goes to McNerney Rose after a split.
You could
well
say
fought.
they rose to the occasion.
Nice.
But you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because they were always here.
It was inappropriate.
True.
I feel that term is thrown around a lot, especially on our
just
broadcasts.
anytime Cal says anything, I'm just gonna classify it. I'm just gonna flag it as inappropriate.
That's fair.
All right. The ball is kind of still intact. It's starting to look a little more bald, though.
It's kind of still intact.
Yes. So
Names things Cal has in common with a paddle ball for 500. All right.
Nice.
He's covered with buzz.
Thanks, guys.
What did you want? Applause for that one?
Yeah.
I don't know if we have
We
that
could try
here.
it.
I don't know. Do I have it? I'm trying to think. Hold on.
Do the same trombone.
Hold on.
Is that what that was?
That was that
hold
one,
on.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't
Hit
know.
it
Do I
again.
have it?
Yeah, turn it up. Hit it again.
No, that's the
Rim shot.
Yeah, hold up.
That was my nickname in high school.
Who
No,
chimes?
I don't think I got it. Just chimes
All
and
right.
a rim shot. We'll just give you the rim shots from now on.
I'll take the sad trombone, actually.
Really?
Thank you.
Fine.
Caught on the stretch. Great drive right there from Paul Rose.
And I think we're 15 all, right?
Well, I believe so, sir.
You better hope so.
Oh, I do.
You make one more mistake, and that is, this fraternity of
I will
yours has had
swan
it
dive off
here
the
at
roof
Faber.
of Inverness.
Yes.
Head first.
Nice pool, though.
Oh, I'll fly.
Beautiful. I'll bet you will. Look at that.
I don't know what that means.
Down the middle. Don't say salsa. Okay. So that's
Hold
just
it
where
just a little.
Just kind of holding it a little bit there and just held it a little bit too much.
Well, they
We
don't
got
call
30,
Adam Morgan the
15.
Riddler for nothing.
Oh, what a shot. Good cover.
You could tell Graham was going to be really aggressive with the movement because of how low he is, so he went around him.
It was a great shot.
I feel like we got to find a guy in paddle and nickname him the Fiddler.
Switching in the backcourt is another great move from Graham and Paul.
I might qualify as a fiddler.
Give him some different looks.
Considering the musical theater production, Tevye was always kind of a heavier dude.
Oh, caught the
nick. And
shot out.
Bounced accordingly.
Yep.
He did get his paddle on it, though, for the record.
There's not a lot you can do with that particularly bounce out of the nick.
Just a little wide. Yeah. All right. I believe it is 2-0.
Yep.
McNerney Rose. Jonas with an uncharacteristic forehand error off that return. By the way, I got to give him credit, man. You know, sometimes being the hometown director, you know, playing against this kind of competition.
What a burden.
Yeah, I'm serious, man. It can be kind of tough on you. I mean, I think they love him here. It doesn't really matter, but you do feel, you know, kind of a responsibility to your brethren a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. A little added pressure.
Absolutely.
It's like a David Bowie and a Queen collaboration.
Go there again. Yes. He's there.
Yep.
Good read. Oh, yeah. That's called, he's got it again.
Nice pick.
Sick.
Get out of there, Adam. Nice. Good coverage, both teams.
Graham is enjoying himself.
Yep.
That was unbelievable defense. Crazy. I'm hoping, Cal, you got one of those.
I think I
On
did.
a replay?
Yeah.
Nice.
Huge.
Yeah,
There.
still going.
There's that two-hander again. Tell you what,
Right,
that's a
back
good
in the
looking
switch.
ball.
Good
Oh,
ball
got him.
from Jonas. Merrick's coming up with it.
Was I just saying that you got a lot of
picks.
pressure on you
Both
if you are
picks.
the hometown guy and are the home club guy? And what does
that
he
takes
do?
us to 15
Jonas responds with an unbelievable drive.
Oh,
He's there.
again.
Now he's just showing off.
It was wide. Graham calls it on himself.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Yep, he was. Jonas
How many
was,
sportsmanship awards do you stinking need?
Jonas was thinking that it was, but then he was hesitant on the call because he was spinning around. But yeah, he was right.
And if there's a nicer guy in the paddle court than Graham McNerney, I wouldn't want to meet
That's
him.
tough. Great shot.
What?
I wouldn't want to meet him.
I don't know. I just feel like that's usually how that ends.
I don't know if
30
I've
all.
ever made a group of people as happy as Jonas just made this hut.
That's a good
second ago.
point.
And was that serve just long?
I believe so.
I think I made them happy when I left the club.
There's a lot of cheering when I leave.
Yeah.
Nice.
Who's the tennis supervisor? It's not shown anymore. Yay! And there was much rejoicing.
Hurrah.
I don't know about that. We went back to South Barrington Club, and it was like a press venue for a guy that is famous for something.
You were welcomed home.
Well put.
I like it. I like it when Cal is technically correct. That's the best version.
I don't know if he's correct anymore.
It was like a Dave Matthews signing.
Yeah, people are crashing into me.
Yeah,
Right,
keep
exactly.
pushing.
What is that?
You'll find it.
It was like
good
Cover from
coverage.
Morgan.
it's like a midnight release of a Rob Thomas single.
Nice pick.
At least it's not Rob Zombie singing.
You can tell how this ball starts to get. Yeah, that's the one.
I've seen him in concert, actually.
Have you?
You can tell this ball starts to get wet and heavy, and it starts to drop a little more out of the screens. Like it makes this waterfall that
Knees,
Graham is
weak arms
hitting
are sweaty.
much more effective.
For sure. Of course, you get a nice face full
Nice
of snow
dig.
if you're Adam right there. Trying to concentrate on hitting the lob.
Nice.
Big go. There it is. There it is. Jonas with the big rip.
I think that's been
And
a
getting
big
on the board.
Yeah, that's been a big
AC
transition in the
Beautiful.
match as well. Is in switching sides and putting Jonas's forehand in that position.
Yep.
He's able to generate a few more errors. And Adam's good off of that side as well, but maybe just
For sure.
not, maybe just more effective on the ad side, right? In terms of mixing up targets and
For sure.
being able to generate.
I tell you what, Jonas's forehand, sometimes it's very difficult to read how fast the thing's coming at you. I mean,
Yes.
that thing, but he takes a swipe, and sometimes he puts a little more top on it, sometimes a little less.
Well, that's one of the best things you can do, you know, especially as your paddle game improves, is it's not about hitting your drive harder, it's about being able to hit your drive at different heights.
Yes. Possibly
And so
different speeds, too.
Different speeds is great. I mean, that will include part of the height thing. But being able to hit a ball with a little more spin and a little less pace, but that gets kind of up in somebody's strike zone is a difficult shot. And then they have to cover, you know, how much area are you making someone cover is a big part.
That's a great point.
Of the game. Great
almost.
shot.
Finding the nick there. Almost sounded Swedish. Finding the nick there, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's not really the way Swedes talk, by the way. I noticed that. Swedes kind of talk like they're Belgian. No, seriously.
Swedes talk like the chef from the Muppets, and there's no other version.
No, because, I mean, if you listen to... I've heard some Swedish tennis players, and they're... Well, you know, Mats is my favorite player to watch because he has such wonderful ground strokes.
And I think I would be very happy.
Go. They're not a couple, Cal. We're talking about his tennis game.
Oh,
I think they'll be very happy together.
No, I said I think he would be very happy.
Good spot.
Oh, what a pickup. Come on. There we go. Don't stop believing, everybody.
We're just all on this journey together.
Good. That's it. Sit. Oh.
Yeah. He was defensive.
Okay.
He was trying to generate a little bit more time.
Paulie doesn't miss that very often.
Now he's Paulie?
Yeah,
First you
from
call him
Rocky.
Pete, now he's Paulie.
Well, it's easier. It's different and
What
better.
a huge drive.
I assume you do a great Stallone, Matt. I feel like that's come up at times.
I think that's just because I watched Judge Dredd about 90 times when I was 10.
It's not about how hard you get hit. It's about when you get hit. If you stand up. Dead air, guys. Someone help me out here.
I thought you were doing great.
Okay.
I thought you should have just
back.
continued.
Okay.
Every guy that went over there once for our country to love us.
Well, see, that one's good because Sean can laugh at himself.
Thanks, Cal.
You got it.
This is why you get abuse.
Drop your weapons and prepare to be judged.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. Apollo.
Rock,
3.
you got anything derogatory you want to say about the champ? Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I think he's
Beautiful.
great.
I'm telling you what. Look at this.
Oh, finding a little miscommunication.
Little hot air balloon there. Yes. Jonas setting it up, and Adam moving in and taking advantage.
Tough to continue to attack that due side as well. That's where
Like
eventually
a
that one
casino
lob
with a divorced
slipped
dad.
through.
It's time to take advantage.
What is wrong with you?
She might be keeping the kids, but the slot machine
All right.
is
Wow.
holding the key to your future.
Hands.
Wow. Is it a bread mill, by the way? Shot. Oh.
Heavens to Betsy.
I almost feel like, again, Paulie wouldn't miss that on a regular basis. Just got to make sure he's get the right.
Do people call him Paulie, or
No,
where's
I'm
that
just
coming
calling
from?
him Paulie.
Okay.
But look, I just feel closer to him now that I know that his name's
Paulie.
not Pete. No. I kind of want to do that.
I mean, Paulie's a cool name. It's all drip Italian guys.
That's funny. I have
it's
not
a
been on the
common-
paddle court with
it's a
him.
common
Only
error.
the tennis court. So, and it was in an exhibition, or I should say a pro-am. And thankfully, I didn't win.
Well, what's the thing?
yeah, you wanna be
99%
invited
of gambling
back.
addicts quit right before they hit it big.
Shot. Hands.
Tough.
It's like the Neil
Wanting to
Diamond
force
thing.
him to make one more
Touching
volley
hands.
while off balance.
Yeah.
Touching you.
Difficult to convert.
I tell you what, again,
It's a great shot.
Adam.
What a
Sick.
pick by
Come
Graham.
on. And then he comes back in
The
like he's,
nonchalant,
like he just shoveled the driveway.
Yeah,
Sylvester
but-
Stallone.
That's kind of what I was talking about with not being able to make him uncomfortable, but also it's really smart to force yourself to do that.
Yes.
Right? Because then you get, you make this big get or some incredible
Yeah.
dig, and if you just kind
Chill
of
out.
say like, okay, calm down.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's just such good.
Yeah, he's as good as anybody.
You gotta
doing
control
that,
the
by way.
adrenaline.
Yeah. Doesn't really ever get rattled either.
This is off topic, which I know is out of character for me, but I love this tablecloth.
Oh no.
Not
I think that's a
Over your
little miscommunication there. One doesn't really know what the other one's doing, because that could have been. I don't know. It looked like it might have been Jonas's ball, but what do I know?
I love this tablecloth though because I can I have my legs crossed under it. No one can judge me for it.
I think that's a difference there, Cal. You're still concerned about what other people
Oh,
think.
I'm not concerned about that.
You know
What
what?
are you talking
Your
about?
nickname in high school was Easy Pickens. I'm sorry. Come on,
Cal, I think
you're
you
worried
should
about,
be more concerned about what other people think.
about
yeah, I
your
know.
mannerisms
I've been told
and
that
your
a
body
lot.
language. Yes.
Our society's really missing shame lately, and
Sick.
I'd like to bring it back.
Well, point it all my way. I take it really well.
I want
Nice
to be
move.
Jack
That is a
Palance.
problem.
My days.
I want to be Jack Palance with the double guns in that one right there. The guy that gets shot. Yeah, I don't mind that. I'm pretty good. I've been practicing getting shot in the backyard.
It's hard to walk away from.
It's a volley.
Just ask Joe Pesci.
It's another thing that McNerney does pretty well when he starts serving.
Little
game.
deep
He's
on
able
the
to
lob.
get in
Yep.
without foot faulting. He actually is able
Yep.
to get into the court. because he does strike the ball before he moves in a real good hold. And we're at 3-2.
I think one of the fun parts about doing the live stream as often as we do is I now am at a point where you can always tell when someone doesn't want to be on the live stream. It's because they know they're going to be judged for their egregious foot faults. And so I really enjoy it, because if they're like, I'd really rather not, I'm just like, which are you or your teammate the one who's stepping over the line every time?
We should
get
this tablecloth out there.
Yeah.
Cover it up.
Yeah. That would be me.
No more
just
lines.
Hold it up in front of your...
No more lines. Yeah.
Your foot fault.
You just blur out the bottom half, everybody. You can't tell. We'll pixelate it. We have the technology.
We can rebuild him.
Wow, that's impressive, Cal. I'll give it to you. Because that show was way before your time.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, you do?
No, it's on. It's from. Well, it's Archer copied it. That's what I know it from.
Was that Lee Majors?
It was. It was a $6 million man. That's right. He made just $6 million. Oscar. That means that Steve's still up there.
I love Uma Thurman in that.
You know, now with inflation, that's like just a hip replacement.
It's in there. It bit. Speaking of hip replacement expenses, there's a bite.
Good dig.
That was a good decision right there. Jonas could have actually reached out and grabbed that, but no. That's pretty well disguised, that little...
Call him the Steve Miller Band. Some guy
you see the Joker?
In the background.
It's good patience.
Okay, no.
Abracadabra.
I know what you were talking about. Yeah. That's tough.
That one's got a lot of junk on it.
Oh! He's there. Oh.
Nice try.
At least he didn't hit the net.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, you know, that's such a difficult shot, because once you get there, you also have to stop moving.
Yes. You can go, by the way, for those of you who don't know, you can go around slightly.
Can you jump over the net? Is that legal?
Well,
no,
you're not allowed to be on that side of the court.
I don't think you're allowed to leap over the net and cross the plane of the net. You can go around the net post.
Yes.
And if you go around the net post, you have to stay in the green part of the court. You can't step into your opponent's playing surface.
Otherwise, you get such a smack.
And if you run all the way to the other side and then follow through, it can be declared a hindrance, like what Eric Moran likes to do. Anytime he chases down any kind of drop shot, he runs all the way to the opposite back screen.
I can just see him doing that too.
And like he's flailing out of control, and then just taps the back screen and walks back.
Eric Moran, one of the greatest senses of humor
he's a good guy.
On the platform court, or tennis court for that matter. Ever, yeah, good dude. There we go. A little bit, yep. Jay Love.
Solid.
Jason Love just checking in a bit. Kind of just tapping on the shoulder.
Midway through the third set, the hut's getting rowdy.
Yeah.
Everybody's been overserved.
Wave your hands in the air. He's going to go with a two-handed forehand. I like that. It's called PR.
I don't think I'm going to make my 7:30 reservation at Golden Corral anymore.
I don't think you are either. But I don't think you were going to survive a trip to Golden Corral. So
no, I'm not.
It's probably for the best.
Every time I go out to eat, it's like a frail Victorian child being brought out to the garden before the consumption takes hold.
It is. And my concern is that you going to Golden Corral is like, I don't think you can survive that level of food poisoning at your weight.
No.
Like, I think you...
game over.
Just, permanent organ damage occurs
Cal,
with that level of...
When you mentioned Victorian, I'm just thinking you're trying to cross your legs and wear one of those cuffed dresses at the same time.
It's called a corset.
Thank you. That's not necessarily a corset that goes all the way up to your neck, by the way.
Oh, okay.
All right, not that
I
would
don't know what they're
that
called. I just wear them.
Fair enough.
Cal's in that spot where at any moment he could come down with the vapors. He could just...
I feel like we get to 8:30.
Heavens to Betsy, and just end up
which he
on
says,
the floor.
by the way.
I know. That's why it plays so well to his strengths.
It works out. I always feel like we get past 8:30 and it just gets.
It's the way it goes.
Anything goes.
I've joked about this before too. It's like as soon as we get to my bedtime normally, I'm just kind of like, all right, well.
Oh yeah.
We joke about it, but the vapors are no laughing matter. Hundreds of people are affected every night.
I think if you pair the vapors with smelling salts, that's the only way to break even.
There was a band both called Smelling Salts and Vapors, from what I understand. Because the vapors for sure.
Oh,
nice.
Seam.
Yeah, picked it off the seam there.
Digging it out.
Can't call that home court advantage. Paul, don't call me Pete. Doesn't have to play here all the time or teach here necessarily, but that Jonas usually gets those. A shot.
This is probably the
clock.
most conservative point we've seen the entire match.
It's so funny you said that. I'm thinking
It's
the same thing.
40-15,
Yep.
2-3,
Up.
and like
Just
and
that,
it pays
just
off.
like that,
And
yeah.
that's what you got to do sometimes to
Shot clock.
win points. So 3-all. One would even call this the critical 7th game. Not me. I've never said that. I'm not smart. But smarter people than me.
We call it the 7th.
The all-important 7th set.
I think there was a movie.
The Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, or the 7th sign. Into the there. Look at that way to handle
you're
the
talking
dick.
about 7.
Well, no, there's that one. What a get! I got to tell you something.
That is a great
Merckx
movie.
is just
Directed
sicko.
by David Fincher.
He's very comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah, he is talented.
really good athlete.
I also liked Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
You're talking about the movie, not somebody here in the
Because David Fincher directed it?
Yeah, I'd never seen it, actually.
beauty.
I don't know why that's what came to mind.
If anybody ever makes a movie about my life, I want David Fincher to direct it.
David Fincher. He was a closer for the Mets, wasn't he? Sorry. It just gives you an idea about my scope. What a lob.
How I long for the vapors.
Ooh, good pick.
I'm begging
Another
for
good one.
The overhead.
There's
He's
the
there.
tomahawk.
Tommy Hawk.
Graham hoping that he hits a drive again.
Yes. By the way, he does look pretty comfortable.
Yeah,
Which is
well,
kind of-
that's the way it goes.
It's really annoying.
They call him Mr. Clean.
No.
Oh,
The let cord clip to the baseline.
the old sorry not sorry laser beam forehand. You know he deserves that, not just because he puts topspin on the ball. I'm not going to go into why that works with the topspin drive.
I don't think you're apologizing for winning the point.
No.
I think you're apologizing as a common courtesy to recognize that it wasn't clean.
Yes.
Like it wasn't. It's not the same as hitting a winner or hitting a.
It is amazing how much touch Graham gets off of that drop shot.
Yeah.
And that ball's shoulder high. Usually you need a drop shot to get some touch on it. It's got to be kind of waist level.
He also does it so well off his forehand.
Yeah,
Which,
true.
you know, a lot
Yeah.
of times when you're flipping your paddle to the forehand side that quickly, it's really hard to hit a drop shot
Control it.
as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, no
you
question.
see a lot of players do it off their backhand because they're already prepped.
Yep.
But, the ability to adjust and move to the forehand and absorb pace like that is real tough.
No question. And as a matter of fact, the backhand drop shot, I'm just going to say it, best I've ever seen so far, and I've been watching for a while, is probably
Chris
Durant.
Stapleton.
Chris
Oh,
Stapleton.
sorry.
Durant, great drive.
Nice play.
Tweener.
Yeah.
Somebody said Evans to Betsy in the background.
Oh, God, Cal, it's spreading.
It's catching on. It's just like the vapors.
It's like zombie.
Oh, it's a great drive.
Nice dig. Yeah,
Smart.
nice play.
Adam
That's
doing
smart,
the
too.
golf technique of
Look at
shouting
that.
at the ball to make it go further.
Adam does a really good job at that, actually, because
Yep.
he really forces himself to get into the perfect position and commit to the shot.
Yep, stays
And as
low.
long as he hits a good enough lob, it doesn't matter how long it takes him to get
No.
up.
And
So
talk about a guy who gets his paddle
yeah,
down.
he's just keeping
Quickly.
his.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. We were looking at a 100-shot rally here. A little shot clock action to see who's going to actually.
Couple transitions,
Try
one
something
tweener
crazy.
so far.
Yep. Smart lob. Yeah.
I like paddle. I just wish the matches went
It's in there.
powder.
Oh, he read it so
It was
well.
a good idea.
Yep.
But you know what? With great power comes great responsibility. I'm not just taking a
Who
chance
said
there.
that, Gandhi?
I'm pretty sure he said, watch this.
I mean, that's past political.
Oh, is it? Or is it? I just thought if it was like
That might
backwards
be the
enough.
first I've ever heard of a Gandhi reference.
It's after 8:30, so we're clear.
Hold my beer, Gandhi.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shot.
Gandhi's famous quote is,
like
I
a
can't believe
half
that worked.
Overhead tomahawk there from Paul Rose.
Nice hands. Uh-oh.
Impressive. Yes. Skywalking. That had some pace on it.
Good cover.
Yeah. Yeah, if you notice, sometimes it's not so much that, for instance, Graham will swing at something like that.
That's a
hit it really
nightmare.
hard.
What
That's
a
really
shot.
tough. Yeah.
Catching
He'll hit
the
it hard,
bottom beam.
But not swing at it hard, but necessarily put more spin on it.
Yep.
It's not like he's swinging hard and then the energy is being transferred to the ball. He's putting spin on that thing so it dies in the corner with the same speed of swing that he would
Well,
if he
Sean,
was
that's
ripping.
why they call Adam Morgan the Johnny Cash of paddle. So he is great at covers.
That almost looked a little wide, but what sportsman, they counted it. I couldn't tell.
Since the
I think that was the
switch,
mirror, Sean.
Since the switch in sides, Adam and Jonas have really improved their lob quality as well. That's another.
I think you're right, Coach.
There's been a lot less attacking overheads that Graham and Paul have gotten a hold of.
Now, having said that, it's not like either one of them can't switch back if they need to. But
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still tough, and that like these waterfalls that are dying in the corner are still difficult, but it's not quite the same as, you know, kind of like the cutter overheads that Graham and Paul were hitting in the first set, where it was dying and spinning backwards.
For sure.
Turning into drop shots. They're at least making them attack to the screens.
Good leave.
Wide.
Way to leave it from Paul. PR coming up with the eye there. Impressive. The bionic eye there, Cal. To use your analogy. Good pick. He's just rolling. As Jonas just munched that forehand.
He's like a construction worker with the big roll thing that goes over the pavement.
I thought you were going to go with a lunchbox analogy there. I don't know where you're with a lunchbox.
Yep. Yep.
Nice. That's a really good lob from Morgan. Good cover from Jonas.
I think those combinations of drives that they've got working right now, too.
That was sick.
On the line and the corner.
You want to talk about depth on your
Then we're going to have
kind
to
of
start
swinging overhead,
measuring
little
in
cut overhead.
fathoms.
It's crazy. He's there. Yeah, I tell you what, finding the nick a lot here. Because even if you get close, you still got to kind of be aware of what's going on.
Where's Waldo?
Well, I tell you what a shot, what a shot. Well, I tell you what, if Adam and what a get.
Nice dig, Adam.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it caught a little thick.
Smart. If Adam and Jonas needed some work on kind of playing together and just getting kind of gelled, I think
they found a groove here in these couple of sets.
I think they're getting their bearing here, for sure.
I really think this is smart as well, where they've decided that instead of hitting heavy attacking overheads, which give Graham and Paul opportunities to drive out of the screen or like change direction, they've just kind of decided that they're going to play a little bit more center third of the court. And they're not, I mean, you know, it's a great drive.
Yep, that bit. No, I agree with you.
But also
Coach.
not like, you know, really aggressive attacking overheads, just kind of forcing those shots to come up.
Because aggressive or conservative isn't just necessarily the swing you take, it's the location and where you're trying to put the ball sometimes from where it is.
Nice drive.
The thing is nasty. That just had some kick on it, man.
That much movement out of the screen. I mean, that's the right shot for Paul to try to drive that back, but as it accelerates away from you, it's just kind of tough to track.
What's that mule drink? I mean, what is it?
Moscow Mule.
Thank you. That was straight out of the old Soviet Republic, that last one, man. Jesus. Beautiful.
We call that one the Breslin.
Tear down that wall. Beauty. On the way up. Is it 80s night? Because I swear, I mean, I feel like I'm
Sure.
back in high school. I mean, there's a lot of music that's going on there. Good lob. Tell you what, if you can make Graham do a little bit of a cartwheel going back there, you've hit a good lob.
At what point do you think classic rock shifts?
Wow.
You know,
It depends on who you ask.
do you
'cause
have
if you
to
ask
call
her-
it classic rock? Because,
It's a great
you
question.
know, really, do you
don't
just
know.
mean 70s and 80s?
I think
Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt here because I am the younger generation, so
Yeah.
obviously
But
I
you're
would know.
allowed to interrupt.
Yeah,
Is
you
that what
should.
you're
I
trying
think
to
it
say?
depends on how insufferable the person is that you're talking to. Because I've called something from 1960 classic rock, he means, oh, you mean new wave. The classics, the Great American Songbook, excuse me.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. There
Yeah,
are.
well, at case in point. So,
Well,
What are you talking about? Me? I
no,
don't do
no,
that.
I'm not talking about you.
Okay, because I mean, I could see somebody my age saying that. Though.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
all I know is that at some point there's going to be people in a retirement village listening to Lil Wayne. So, sorry.
If not
Lil Wayne
already. If
Lil
not
Wayne.
already.
Yeah.
And Flo Rida.
I had to
Welcome to
talk a guy
Maya.
off a. I had to talk a guy off a ledge just because. I mean, not literally, but just because I told him that I
Little
thought
wide.
Lil Wayne was not the greatest rapper in the history of
What?
the world. I know. All
Wait, is
right.
that-
So
We
4-3.
already talked about Vanilla Ice tonight. We don't have to bring it back. Well, that was a critical seventh game and a hard-fought one as well.
Exactly.
McNerney Rose take it on a missed lob.
I just don't understand why Lil Wayne always has a sore throat. Sorry.
He is putting CVS out of business. Or keeping them in business.
I suspect the marijuana.
See, what I'm trying to say is,
The
he
lean.
probably, I would have called him, instead of Lil Wayne, I'd call him Robitussin or something like that.
Yeah, I
think it'd be kinda funnier.
I got it.
Because that's what I want to be my rap name.
Schwain. You're already pretty
I was-
close.
I don't know why that makes me laugh.
Nice.
It's a mix of Shania Twain and Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't sum up Sean, I don't know what does.
Oh, there's no question. I used to have the legs for it. Yeah, no, I never did. No gams over here. No.
Jams. Speaking of classic rock,
There's old school. Yeah.
So I think we'll see it a little bit more here, but I do feel like Paul and Graham kind of just have to be confident enough that with enough lobs, they will pull Adam and Jonas out of position, right? There's just
Sure. Yeah, they seem to be doing that just
it is
with the depth of the
possible. I mean,
lobs.
it's just part of like the quality lobs.
Right there.
A little bit of the dynamic is just that there's not as much height coming from Adam and Jonas, so like there's just
Right.
gonna be a few balls here and there that force extra movement, and that's good.
There are times, it's funny, at this level, and I'm just going to make it obvious, maybe it's obvious to some people, but there are times when you don't necessarily want to change and seize the net. You're just trying to lob the ball to get,
Oh, he wanted it.
you're just trying to lob the ball to get the net players out of position so you can maybe
Right.
get a drive going. Sometimes I'm not saying it's a mistake that you have to take the net because you hit too good a lob, but sometimes that does not play into the philosophy.
oh,
Nice, good adjustment.
Yeah.
like a chiropractor helping his patient.
Are there
This is,
chiropractors at Illinois Bone and Joint, aren't there?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know there are because I think Dr. Breslow talked about it last year.
Oh,
Last week.
sweet.
So there is a way to be topical,
Former head
Cal.
of the Soviet Republic.
What? No, I don't think so. I don't think he's old enough for that.
Good backhand
definitely
rollers
not.
to find that screen
is,
from that position.
For sure. Dig it's. Yeah, that's the thing about Morgan too. He'll just get as low as he needs to.
This is,
Shot.
we were talking about it at the beginning, but like this is both of these teams' position of strength, right? I
sure.
think that Adam and Jonas a little bit stronger from the
That might have
maybe
been
forced
just
it.
a slight miscue there. Because I think he was just looking to really poke the drive and just decided to maybe put a little something more on it. Happens to everybody. We've all been there.
That can be tough too off the screen drive, especially when the ball gets wet. It sometimes comes out a little farther or a little lower than you anticipate.
Yes.
And instead of like placing the drive, you find yourself catching up to it, and then it has more. It has more pace than you
really wanted to put on it.
Trying to put.
I always try to tell that to the police when they're pulling me over. I didn't really mean to go that fast.
It's not my fault. It was moving away from me.
Because you know that Nissan Rogue.
I had to catch up to it.
That Nissan Rogue can just rock. You know what I mean?
I totally understand.
Top speed's like 37.
Because my 1992 Mercury Sable also.
There it is
good
again.
Shot.
He is so good at that. He's so good at this. No, what I'm saying is he'll fake going down the middle and just kind of bait the other player to get out of that corner just so he can kind of.
Yeah,
what
smart.
A shot.
Smart.
Kind of split
Mr.
it in half,
Rose,
would you say,
PR.
Sean?
That's another element there where Graham being that close to the net adds kind of that pressure where, even though Adam feels like I make this volley and they're in trouble, it has to be a good enough volley where it doesn't pop up at all.
For sure. We got a break point here to go up 5-3.
An opportunity to take it 5-3.
Actually, we can call it double break because they do have 2 opportunities.
Double break.
Very good. So bilingual. It's just so impressive.
Thank you. Speak English and poor English.
Daynetta. Here. Sit down.
Just wide.
Just missed. Good leave to it. Almost looked like Jonas was going to hit that ball, but the last second, better judgment prevailed. Good volley.
Oh, that was the one, too. He got a little too much off the back screen.
Yep.
Paul set it up early.
And he can pull that off his back foot, believe it or not, on the drive. Most people, we would just say.
Yeah, no, it's the right call. He was just trying to. He was just trying to make him hit it.
Yeah. If we're instructors, we say, hey, just lob that ball. But I mean, listen, if you're Paul Rose, you can pull that stuff off. Wow, how does he get an angle like that? Jeez.
Well,
craziness.
See, if you're 9 feet tall.
That's true, yeah. Sequoia size.
Oh, it's a tough spot. Outside edge.
Adam just spotting that drive.
You've heard strong like an oak,
Again,
but now
frozen
tall like a
rope
sequoia.
off that forehand side, baby. And I mean frozen. It's got to be about, I'm going to say, what, you think 36 out there? Well, I wonder what the temp.
It is 32 degrees.
32 degrees. Probably with the wind chill, I would say a little bit colder. No, I know that's
probably.
Hey, Sean,
although it seems to have calmed down
on the limb.
Do you know what temperature it is in Celsius?
Okay, it says real feel 18 degrees, guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
it doesn't look that windy, but.
No, and it doesn't look that cold, but.
Oh, it's that cold.
Yeah, a little wide.
So saved it from double break to a hold point.
Yeah.
Although it's got to be relatively windy because we have seen several lobs missed wide, which typically.
Okay, so
good move.
Paul Rose totally redeeming himself, feeling like he missed that last one, and gave him the hold point, and hit a huge backhand drive to. Tell you what, he's a strong dude because it doesn't look like he's swinging that hard, and that ball just took off.
It's booming off his paddle.
One more hold point here for. I love the move. Nice dig. That's in there.
Yeah, great pick.
Wow.
2 in a row.
Morgan. Coverage. Guy's selling life insurance over there. It's unbelievable.
Jake from State Farm.
Look at that.
That's tough.
Beauty.
Really tough. Hugged the side screen. Didn't want to come out.
Never a quickie, always a lungie. All right. Another deuce. We saw this movie. What a shot. Beauty. Make him back up.
Nice. Smart.
That's right. I like Mike Rahali says, even the big monkey falls out of the tree every so often. I still don't know what that means, but I love it. So I kind of got an idea. Considering I've been a big monkey most of my life, I've never really been in a tree. Look at that.
I haven't fallen forever. Like tripping on an escalator.
Nice.
Thanks, Cal. That was for you.
Yeah.
I trip on my inhalator. It's uncoordinated. Look at that. He steps over.
You got to
I'm telling
refill
you,
the
it's
oxygen
hilarious.
tank.
He's just a stride there, just moving over.
And where'd that ball go, Sean?
What's that?
That split the middle? Like that Daniel J. Morrell that was lost to the Great Lakes? It's a sister ship to the Carl D. Bradley, Sean. Sank on the
wreck of
waters
the
of
Edmund
Lake
Fitzgerald?
Well,
Is
that
that
was
the one
also
you're
the
talking
Queen of the
about?
Lakes.
Yeah.
Read a book.
Nice.
Read a book.
You know, it'd be nice if you, suggested me to do something that's actually possible to do for me. Nice.
Yep.
Setting up what again?
We've
Nice
long
shot.
said this at the CPTC
Oh, it's
live,
tough.
but once we all figure out how
That
to
is
read,
just tough. Adam
Man,
Morgan.
he was able to transition and hit that off his back foot and keep it so low.
Yes. How? I know.
That's actually a benefit to Adam hitting that kind of flatter trajectory shot too, is that with too much spin.
Oh. He's just
Nothing
keying
you
in
can
on
do
the
there.
forehand side. You know, we keep talking about Paul Rose's backhand return, but that forehand return ain't no picnic.
Yeah, it's not.
That was a great shot.
Yeah, but too much spin makes the ball rise off the screens when you hit a drive. But if you
sure.
flatten it out, it kind of goes straight in,
Stays
straight
down,
out.
yeah.
Yep, stays a little lower. Tougher to dig back.
You dig?
Let's call
Yes.
it deuce.
I swear they're doing this on purpose.
I think this is just how a negative 50.9 PTI match
That's
goes,
a good point.
to be perfectly honest.
Oh, yeah.
Nice
Hit
roller.
caught. Hit caught.
Yeah.
Look at that. How does he do that? It almost looked like he was serving drinks. Like, that was amazing. The freaking host over there with the most, just picking it up off with a tray off his shoe tops. Amazing. It's in there. Oh, interception. I don't mind that stuff.
No, it's the right
If I'm
play for
playing with
sure.
Adam Morgan, he can have every forehand he wants.
Ultimately, if your teammate can step that far in front of
Yeah.
you and hit the ball before it even gets to you, they're
Yes.
taking away so much time
Yeah,
from
at
the
least
opponent.
he did it quickly.
Yeah, you
Didn't
might
run
as
into
well
each
just,
other. Yeah.
Might
Because
as well
it's not
just
like Jonas
recover
can't
and-
smack a forehand because he can smoke one. The idea is, though, Adam just took the initiative and went in there earlier. Good lob. Good hack.
That's the one. Good
Yes.
read.
Oh,
That's nice patience from Graham. He saw it coming
For sure.
really early and stayed back.
oh yeah.
Nuked. Oh,
yeah.
Caught the line.
Shot, Paul. Amazing.
Oh, Graham with the
Come
flex.
on.
Nice ball. 3.
Okay. I gotta say it. What was Graham doing there? Do we have a replay on this one?
Yeah.
He's moving in like
I-
I'm just gonna stay up here for a while.
Yeah, I think he just. I think
it scared
he's
Adam.
laughing about it because he's basically like he put Paul in a position where he had to drive the ball, right? If he lobs it,
Yeah.
Graham gets killed.
It was almost.
If he doesn't hit like
shot.
that drive, they're in trouble.
Oh,
I'm with you.
wow. Amazing. They're just fighting.
Yep.
Jeez.
Always frustrating and always how it works to miss the perceived easy ball after
Yep,
a really high quality point.
for sure.
someone should write a book about that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't read it though,
What
Cal,
would you
right?
call it?
Winning ugly.
What a great title. Nice dig. Good
I can't
defense.
take too much credit. Everything
no
I do is
way.
ugly.
If he pulls that off.
All
Yeah. No, my book wasn't winning ugly. It was being ugly.
Deuce number 74.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Wow, eerily quiet now. Look at that.
It's tense. It's a tense moment.
You go.
And there it is, 4-all.
Unbelievable. That's 44 Reggie Jackson, right, Cal? Or what you're going to say, like George Bush?
Lewis Hamilton.
No, you were saying it was...
Oh, yeah, George Bush. Of course.
It's got to be George Bush, because it wouldn't...
Go.
Yeah, you're gonna get that if you get on the paddle court again, Coach, where you see somebody driving the ball 2 straight times, and then of course as instructors we say, hey, you probably don't want to go a third time. And you see these guys drive like 3 or 4 times in a row, and they're like, well, they did it. And I'm like, yeah well,
the rules are different for really high levels of talent. Well, I mean, that's the reality, right? Is that, like, there's all kinds of stuff. Like, the basic version of paddle that people learned to play early and at the beginning, nice dig.
Yes.
Where you only drove your forehand and lobbed your backhand, and it was about not making errors. Like, that is the perfect version of paddle for, like, a moderate level of racket skills. That's all good.
For sure.
Make less mistakes, win with your brain.
Right.
Statistically, every person in the world, for the most part, has a better forehand than backhand.
Right.
And the average rackets player has no concept of how to hit a backhand in any racket sport.
No, least of all, backhand roller.
So if your forehand's your thing, do it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with nice
great
touch.
Shot. You know what? That's a first for this match for Mr. Rose. A little backhand drop shot. To your point, that was actually what you see most of the time is, that type of touch.
That backhand touch,
Sure, absolutely.
Was it you or somebody else that used to say tennis doesn't really become a sport until backhands and second serves are involved?
No, that's me. That was me.
Was it?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But doesn't that feel accurate?
Absolutely, no question.
It's a fun little activity. It's a game when two people go out there and just kind of knock forehands back and forth.
Sure.
But it becomes a sport when people can do different things from every position.
Exactly. Yeah. Where it's you're no better hitting into the backhand than you are the forehand.
Right.
And that the second serve is just as much of a threat, or could be a threat too.
Or just that
it's not a weakness.
just that you're not double faulting half the time.
No.
It's not a sport if you're if one of you hits every serve in and the other one misses.
What are you trying to say, Coach? I've never really played real tennis.
I was just saying it's not a sport for me. That's where I was headed. It was all an admission.
That's fine. I understand though. Yes.
Oh, that's a smart shot from Adam, mixing that roller up to the middle.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of tough. Not that Paul can't pull that off, but that's just it's rough.
Paulie
right there,
Rose? Yeah, I've seen him make a couple of those.
No, he has.
Yeah, it's a good shot. Nice, nice target.
I wasn't being sarcastic.
Would you like some blue cheese with your wings?
I love blue cheese.
Your chicken wings.
I'm a big fan of blue cheese.
Over buffalo sauce?
No, I mean in addition to.
Well, that would be in combination, Cal.
Yeah.
That is illegal, by the way.
What's
a little long. No, it's legal.
Eli's a little more of a ranch guy.
Oh, yeah?
I like the blue cheese. Yeah.
No. Ranch. Oh.
Left cord clipper.
Kind of a costly one, too.
Yeah, it's a rough time for the fault, although you're going to have a few.
You won't see that very often, by the way. Graham usually rocks solid on the serve, especially in a point to hold.
I mean, especially
break, I should say,
kind of wet conditions.
Yeah, for sure.
And you will see a few random errors clip in here and there that are just kind of like the ball gets a little wet, gets a little heavy.
Absolutely.
It doesn't react off your paddle the way that you anticipate.
How the turntables.
What is he, a DJ now? Just out.
Little deep.
It. See, I'm a total idiot. I would have hit that ball now.
I would have slipped on my way to getting it. Suffered a horrible injury.
Well, you're wearing that Victorian dress.
And if that did happen to you, Cal, we would send you to Illinois Bone and Joint. It's a wonderful opportunity to
hopefully you just take me out
get to one of their walk-in clinics.
For sure.
Get treatment right away.
Right. And you get back on the court, we'll just have you use the volley machine to get back in the swing,
All could
along
be
with your brand
financed
new
by,
Viking paddle.
financed by
Wintrust.
Wintrust.
Exactly. What a lob. Good touch. Oh, wow.
Yeah, good dig. That's tough.
You want to sit? That was just a tough
Those are
ball.
so difficult, especially
Yes.
in the wind, like you were talking about, where
For
like
sure.
that's the right call. It's been hit hard, and Adam is giving it to his partner, but it's also kind of dying when it gets it hits those two screens and
not to be Marv Albert, but the wind is swirling. And sometimes that will have a tendency to make the ball slow down a bit. Ooh,
that's tough. Sneaky middle ball.
Nice.
There it is again. Oh, it's
A little wide. Yeah.
Adam doesn't like that miss, and he definitely had some snow in his face.
Yes. The snow in the face, yeah.
So 15-30.
Oh, yeah.
Great return.
What a get.
Nice pick again, keeping him in it.
Tell you what, I don't know what Jonas's time in the 40 is. It's got to be pretty good, though. Look at the hands, touching hands. We're talking Neil Diamond now. Whoa, beauty. Set, no.
Tough.
Wide over the line. Are we at 5-all, I want to say?
No.
15-40.
No, 15-40, we're close.
Thank God you're not keeping score. Would have been a disaster.
You mean more of a disaster,
It
Ken?
would have been
a disaster.
an epic disaster.
Would have been like the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
It's more the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Well,
if you remember
The
the
Gordon
lyrics.
Read a
Lightfoot
book.
song.
Yeah, I know. I know who it is, Ken.
It's Gordon Lightfoot, Sean.
The
But
book?
that's a song, and
It's
that's
a song.
mostly conjecture.
Nice.
Okay?
All
He
right,
wasn't
whatever.
there. There were no survivors, Sean.
Oh, just wide. 30-40.
And I,
Fighting
for
back a
one,
bit.
hope this somehow goes to 4.
I think for the most part, they're going to switch legends.
Oh, it's
Nice
good.
volley.
It's a really good idea.
Loose game. I think they're going to switch legends to be best of 5 in the second half of the
Sure.
season. So these matches will just never end.
And instead of a 5th set, it'd be a wrestling match from tag team. We'll just have a ring,
That's funny.
Is that sarcastic, Ken?
Not at all.
Look at that.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Pedal.
Well, again, I tell you what, if you've just joined us, it's not a bad time to do so. We're at 5-4 in the 3rd set here at Lovely. And historically significant Inverness Golf Club in
Nice
Inverness,
pick up
Illinois.
there from Adam.
I love the idea.
Yeah,
The movement. They're like a drill team.
pretty
I'm watching
comfortable with
the
that
USC marching
transition
band
there.
out there. Yes. Cal, you would make a pretty good drum majorette, I think.
Majorette.
I don't have the back for it.
You got the Victorian dress, though.
That's true. Of course it
Drive
could help.
and the redrive.
My back looks like the inside of a spoon.
Yeah, for a young guy, he really comes up with some pretty cool analogies.
And the crowd goes wild.
That's tough.
All right, on the one hand, Paul doesn't miss that a lot because he's got a nice cutter.
That's the right shot. It was short enough. He was in good position.
Absolutely.
That's
yeah.
another, you know.
On the other hand, I'm going to tell you, I think for judging from Jonas's reaction, he would have had it. I'm just saying, he's got the speed. Look at that.
Great shot.
Sicko. Fine in the corner. Yes.
Lead court clip.
Caught him sneaking in.
Finish it off.
Unbelievable match. That was amazing.
2-6, 6-1, 6-4.
Unbelievable match.
Jonas Merrickx and Adam Morgan
Pull it out.
take it in 3.
So the hometown boy makes
clip
good,
here.
I guess you might say.
Yeah, you always like to see a director do well on live
Yeah.
stream. You know, especially when he's got like a negative 45 PTI. You know,
That's good, by the way. Nice job.
A round of applause for all the players.
Yeah.
I tell you what
a clubhouse.
this should just have legends here all the time.
yeah. I mean, this is we probably will put in our submission to just do all the matches here at Inverness from now on.
Absolutely.
I'm good for it.
If for no other reason that you have the tacos
Before the
For
stream.
sure.
freaking amazing. Well, anyway,
Everybody, thanks for joining us.
yeah, we'd like to thank our sponsors: Illinois Bone and Joint, Wintrust Bank, Viking Paddles, and Volley.
We will
bringing
be
it to
off
you.
next week for the Thanksgiving holiday. We hope everybody enjoys their time together, or avoiding your family, depending on what your tolerance is for the current political climate. But good luck to everyone.
Yes.
And we will see you in a couple of weeks. There's a.
Am I going to go again?
No, it's okay. There's a couple of weeks in the transition in early December, in which we will have a couple more matches before the holiday break.
Yes.
But we're looking forward to it, and we'll keep you posted. Keep checking your email with the stuff that's now coming out in a little bit different format through Constant Contact for the live streams. And we've got some good stuff planned, so
Absolutely.
we'll see you soon.
Otherwise, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
From the heart of Chicago up to the North Shore and stretching from the northwest suburbs down to Kankakee. From urgent in-office care to virtual in-home visits, we're making orthopedic care available wherever and however you need it. Because while we're adapting our lives to keep each other safe, we know that new injuries will happen and old injuries will still linger. And IBJI is here to help.
Not your bank's top priority? Here at Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. No hidden fees or runarounds, but a true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. Whether you're opening your first account, found your dream home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have the financial solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank. Wintrust, different approach,